And welcome once again, everybody, to the FAFO Unchained portion of this broadcast. That's right. It is time once again to get deep in the weeds. So good evening, outlaws, and welcome to this next episode. It's going to be a lot of fun. But this is where we believe facts matter, truth, they still exist, and no one is above being questioned.
Nope.
And tonight isn't just about one murder. It isn't just about one town. It isn't just about Arkansas. Tonight is about something that has existed in nearly every American corner for generations. Now, some people call it connections. Some call it politics. Others simply shrug and say, it's just how things work around here. But most of us know it by another name. The good old boy system.
Good old boy system.
It's the unwritten network where favors are traded. Loyalty comes before accountability. And sometimes the people responsible for enforcing the law seem more interested in protecting each other than protecting the public. Now, before anybody starts firing off emails and jumping in the comments, let's be crystal clear. This isn't about saying every sheriff is corrupt. We know better. It's not about saying every judge is crooked. We know better. Politicians is every politician dirty? No, they're not. Most aren't. But history has shown us something pretty uncomfortable. When corruption does exist, it rarely survives alone. It survives because people do what? They stay quiet. Because careers are protected. Because evidence disappears. Because witnesses suddenly change their stories. Because someone always knows somebody. And before long, justice isn't blind anymore.
Nope.
It's connected. So tonight, we're diving into one of those infamous examples that many Arkansas people believe represents exactly that culture. This decades-old mystery surrounding the boys on the tracks, the deaths of Don Henry and Kevin Ibbs. More than 30 years later, no one has been convicted. Official conclusions have changed, investigations stalled, and questions continue to outnumber answers. We're also going to look beyond that single case. We'll examine documented cases of corruption involving public officials in Arkansas. Ask why some investigations seem to hit brick walls while others move at lightning speed. But they're not the only thing that's going on here, folks. We're also talking about Goodman, Mississippi. Maybe you've heard about it. Maybe you've seen the viral video that's going around about Goodman, what's happening down there where the law itself is non-existent. There is no police force. And they've been in Goodman. This is in Holmes County, Mississippi, where Holmes Community College exists. There is no active police force in that town. They're having to use the sheriff. That whole sheriff's department's having to do it. The state police. Holmes County itself, fortunately, has their own police force on campus. But what do you do? Imagine that. Imagine it's your town and you don't have a police force. We're going to talk about that. And lastly, just keeping it here in the South and keeping it here in Mississippi, we're going to talk about the case that has taken over the nation right now. That is the Nolan Wells death. Some people are calling it murder. Some people are calling it an accident. Some people are calling it a hate crime. Some people are just simply calling it tragic. Tonight, we're going to get into all of that. And we're going to have a good time doing it. We understand you may have your opinions on it. We welcome that. Leave them in the comments on what you may think happens. But the only thing I'm going to tell you is, as we get ready for tonight's episode, if you're going to drop a comment down below, be sure you got the facts to back it up.
Yeah,
because facts matter. We're not doing this podcast to jump in here and start even more BS conspiracy theories running out there from people that you see on TikTok that look like they got them big ass alien heads with the big bulging eyes.
We actually fact
and no sense. You have to fact check it, folks. Don't just come out here and repeat things because they sound sexy to you to talk about. That's not what we're doing. So you got BD Storm, you got the Outlaw Brody Hawk. This is the FAFO podcast. Unchained. It's Saturday night, and we're about to get into it because, dude,
we're a little early, but we're good.
We are starting a little bit early tonight, and for good reason, just because we want to. We haven't been on air in quite a while.
Just because we want to.
Yeah, there's a reason.
We do what we want, when we want, and how we want.
It's really the only reason we need. Just because we want to do it.
That's it.
But we are doing it because of why not? Why not?
Why not?
It is, like I said, it's Saturday night. we're trying to get into it. We've been sitting here for a while, and we just want to get in here and talk about some things. We haven't been on air in a few weeks now, not since 250. We had our 250th anniversary show, right?
Yep.
Celebrating America, which is what we love to do. Love to celebrate the greatest country on earth.
That's it.
And couldn't be more proud of this country. It's awesome. But we have some unawesome elements in this country. We have some unawesome people in this country. And if we just really want to say it, there's some dumbass folk in this country.
Big time.
Big
time dumbass
We
folk.
talking about all of them tonight, baby.
Nobody's safe.
Nobody's safe tonight.
Hey, that's this podcast.
Now
You're not safe. I mean, we're going to tell the truth.
We're going to tell the truth, and we're going to talk about all of it.
We're going to talk about you.
That's just what's going to happen.
If you fuck around, you going to find out.
And that's just how it is.
Yeah.
That's what this episode is.
Yeah.
So if you're sensitive, let's just pump the brakes and go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Go find you someplace safe tonight.
We used to do a PSA, but we're not doing that anymore because
the title of the show itself is your PSA.
Yeah, it lets you know.
If you don't understand what FAFO means, now I did have this conversation with a few guests. I've been doing lots of interviews, some great interviews, by the way. I love having those conversations. We have a lot of good conversations. Some that were really just, they're all chill, because that's really what FAFO stands for. It doesn't just stand for, oh, look, we can say the F word on this show if we want to. That's not what it's about. The show is about going on here and having real conversation. That's what it's about. We don't have to cuss or do anything else we don't want to do to have a conversation.
We don't really cuss that much.
No, it's just about the conversation.
Yeah.
It's about giving you a place where you can go and have a conversation and not be yelled at for having an opinion that's different.
Having your own views. If you
own views.
Yeah, if you got a view about something, hey, say it.
Yeah, the only thing I ask you, just have the facts to back it up.
Right.
That's the only thing I ever require of anybody.
Yeah.
Don't just come out here saying things you want to believe because you believe in unicorns. It had to be a unicorn that went out there and put those boys on the train tracks and put a green tarp over them before they got run over by a train.
Yeah.
All right, that's not facts. That's fantasy.
Actually a blue tarp.
Was it a blue tarp? Whatever color.
I don't know.
I read green, so I mean.
Did you read green?
I read green.
It might have been green. I don't know what color it was. I'm just joking.
So there you go. See what I mean? Unicorns.
Unicorns. Big old
Stop
horn.
it.
Big old horn.
Stop it. So
the rainbow color.
That's right. That's what we're talking about tonight. Just guys, facts. It matters, and all this matters. So what brought us talking about this good old boy system tonight? Because we were having a discussion earlier because we had talked about DNA, and then we had talked about, hey, did that solve this boys on the tracks deal? And we were looking through it, it's like, no, it really didn't. But I hadn't heard about this, so I didn't really know what was behind it.
Right.
And because that actually happened the year I moved to Mississippi is when this happened.
Well, they had that special. They had a special on them.
On that?
Yeah. I don't remember what it was called.
I kind of want to watch it now. I've never seen it, so I would love to see this now.
You might want to look it up.
Because it would be interesting to see. But basically what happened was,
because we were 17. But they were actually our age.
Yeah, they're our age.
They're our age.
So these guys would be 55, 56 years old now when this happened. But they never got to see that because as the train is going down the tracks, they see two bodies laying off on the tracks, not moving, covered with a green tarp. Right. This is important. Right. When the narrative at first was said, no, they were just asleep on the tracks, because that's where people go to sleep at, is on train tracks. So no,
who the hell is calling me?
This is not what that was. That is not what that was. So that's what was fascinating about this. And what happened was the family had to request a different autopsy, and then it was determined that no, these kids were dead before the train hit them.
Right. Well, the original
medical
examiner said that they were just laying on the tracks.
Yeah. Snoozing,
sleeping.
That's people don't want to do.
Yeah. So then
everybody knows that's where you go take a nap.
But then you've got the conductor of the train saying that he saw something covered.
Yeah.
They actually come out and say that they were covered by a tarp.
That's right.
So I mean, the examiner just
Lied. He just lied.
So who was he lying for?
Exactly, and that's
the question of the good old boy system.
It is.
Who is he lying for?
Because that is how the good old boy system
everybody
works.
knows back in the 80s, a lot of people got involved in the drugs around the countries. And there was a lot of people getting paid off,
Well, before that, you had the 50s, 60s, you had shine runners.
Yeah,
you had everything.
Everybody was getting
I mean, there was throwbacks going on in these towns for decades.
You ever seen that movie Lawless?
Yeah.
All right, so I was watching a documentary on that, about the true things, and they actually paid I think it was like $25 a month to keep the sheriffs from stopping them on their runs and stuff.
Exactly.
And then they decided they didn't want to pay no more, and that's when all hell broke loose for them.
Well, and that's kind of the thing again.
The movie depicts it part of the way, but not all.
You know what I love about a lot of this stuff, though, is people go, that don't really happen, but these are the same people. These are the same people who believe in all these crazy conspiracy theories.
Yep.
Well, there's no way this sheriff got paid off, or no way this medical examiner got paid off, but I know for a fact aliens abducted Aunt Susie. So, y'all need to learn and get your facts straight. But that's how people
Big
are,
Red's
right?
watching. Big Red's
What's
watching.
up, Big Red? Well, that's how people are.
Yep.
They say things, say Jennifer. But so it's a culture, and it's so weird.
Chance is watching too. We didn't.
What's up, Chance? Because you do have a network of relationships when this happens, right? You've got what? Small town politics, sheriff's offices. You've got prosecutors and judges and mayors and business leaders and political donors. You got friends who are just simply protecting friends. And so what does that mean? Sometimes that means you're just looking the other way.
Mm-hmm.
It means promotions instead of investigations.
Yep.
And it means that cases quietly disappear.
Yep.
But this one has not gone away.
No.
And it's
Parents
still
aren't allowing it to go away.
And it's still unsolved to this day.
Yeah.
But it really poses that question is when and how does it become too much, and do people start standing up and going, we've had enough? We've had enough. Because here's the thing, it hasn't been proven. So everything is alleged right here.
Salinas is watching.
All right, everything's alleged right now. Hey, Selena. Few cases have done more to convince Arkansans that powerful people can avoid accountability than the death of Don Henry and Kevin Ives. I mean, that is a thing in Arkansas that I did not know about until I did some research on this and was digging deep. I'm like, holy God.
Yep.
This is a big time thing. And I knew nothing about it until you mentioned it.
Oh, yeah.
And so, again, it goes back to my point. You got to research stuff.
Growing up over in West Memphis and around that area, I still keep up with Arkansas stuff.
Yeah, used to crazy murders and stuff over there, man.
Not used to that.
I'm pretty used to it. I mean, there was a period
been
there.
around some crazy people.
There was a period.
Yeah, there's crazy people in my life.
So let's review the facts real quick.
All right.
And you guys can make up your own mind here. But the initial ruling was an accident.
They fell asleep.
On the railroad tracks.
Because
those rails are comfortable, dude.
Well, they were too high on marijuana.
Yeah, marijuana is what made them sleepy on the railroad track.
They were high on marijuana and made them sleepy, so they just laid down on. You just lay down on some railroad tracks, the most uncomfortable place to be. You just lay down on some railroad tracks and go to sleep.
That's it.
I mean, I've seen some high people before, but I've never seen anybody so high they fall asleep on some railroad tracks.
No, I mean, how do you look around in the middle of a railroad track and go, this looks like a comfortable spot to
we're walking down the, through the woods, and we see a railroad track, and well, you know what? That looks very comfortable.
Yeah, not this bed of leaves right here.
Guess what, Big Day Storm? Let's go over there, take us a break. Let's lay across those tracks right there.
What's the worst that could happen to us?
Yeah.
Nothing bad.
Let's get this tarp and cover ourselves up with it.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
This will be good times.
That sounds like a great idea.
Uh-huh. Now, anybody with half a brain had to question that from the jump, and the parents did.
The parents did, but
everybody else was like, because they were shooing stuff under the rug here.
Yeah.
Which really leads you to wonder what was really going on and with who.
Yeah.
Because why else? Why would you do that?
Small town drugs.
I mean, there's a reason.
Small town drugs.
I mean, connecting dots is important here. critical thinking is important here.
Yeah, we all
if somebody
start out,
isn't high involved, or it was one of their family members that was, it had to be one of those two things.
yeah, somebody knows something. They're not
absolutely
saying, and it's been paid off, and it's being kept quiet.
Because the second autopsy challenged the first autopsy.
Yeah.
And said, no. And the grand jury later concluded the deaths were probably homicides. But yet no one has ever been charged. And this right here is one of the reasons that the public, the distrust the public has of public officials, these are the reasons why things go and that they're just trash. Especially when you have these conflicting medical findings, the allegation of destroyed records, the accusations against law enforcement, witness controversies, repeated investigative dead ends.
Yeah.
Which, look, in a normal investigations, that can happen too.
Oh, yeah.
We're not saying that it can't, because that absolutely happens. That's the nature of an investigation. The problem is that when you jump to these conclusions and you didn't do any of that.
You didn't do any investigating, really.
At all.
You just went.
Because how do you look and go, yeah, they're smoking dope, just fell asleep on tracks. Because that's what normal people do.
Yeah. And they cover themselves with tarps.
Yeah. Now, there have been a lot of allegations discussed. Drug trafficking, MENA, CIA activity, political figures. All of that's been discussed for decades as being a possible motive. And you can get into the conspiracy theory weeds and really go deep and ask why. The problem is that when you start accusing and you have nothing to back it up.
Right.
We can only speculate. Do we believe, after doing all the research earlier, I absolutely believe those boys were murdered and put on the
they
tracks.
were.
That's
they
easy
were.
enough. The grand jury came to that thing. There's no question.
Accident. You know, they changed it. They changed it to a homicide.
They did. They absolutely did. So we've got that. We've got dogs barking in the damn background because that's what we do.
Yeah.
But there's the danger of here. But this is the problem. This is the problem with that good old boy network, right? It just once you got the good old boys together doing their magic, and you see the seeds of it all the way around. Stuff like that gets buried all the time now. In this day and age, it gets harder and harder to do that.
Yes,
because you see a lot more of that failing nowadays.
There's too much. The world has come a long way from back in the day. When
you talk about with everybody having a phone now.
Yeah,
I mean the method of having a camera in your pocket,
right?
Of posting everything you do, of geolocation,
right?
Like people think like you can just wipe stuff off your phone and it's gone.
Oh no,
dude! Everything you've ever had on your phone. So all you peddlers out there, you think you get rid of all your trash, or even you cheaters out there think you get rid of all your stuff. You ain't.
Nope.
You ain't.
Well, that's
the only thing you can do right now is put that phone in the meat grinder and hope for the best, because they can dig up all your stuff.
Oh, it's in the clouds.
It's still in the clouds.
Clouds.
They will find your stuff.
Yeah, they'll find it.
But back then, it wasn't the case.
No, because they didn't have it.
Yeah, but back then it was easier to do that. But
it seemed to be easier to, if you really want it. Well, I don't know. I was going to say it seems like sometimes it was easier to solve a case back then, but
not really.
But not really, because if you solved it, it was because they weren't getting paid off to keep it quiet.
But and think of how many people they have. This there is a. I meant to put this on here and I forgot, but there is there's a group that has been out that been proving. They have a name, the Innocence Project. I think is what it is.
Yeah,
something like that. Where they're proving that people who've been actually framed by the good old boy networks in different states, in different cities.
I forget.
They've been framed for murders and crimes. I know
what you're talking about,
that's crazy.
They get hired from to do that.
Yeah.
And sometimes they do it for free.
And that's wild. It's a crazy thing when you dive into stuff like that.
Isn't it a bunch of detectives?
Yeah.
Old detectives.
I've got it, Selena. I've got your hard copy here. And I've got to borrow your press, by the way. I do have to borrow your press. I got to get my shirts done for this week. We got our new Savage Brotherhood shirts this week coming up. They will be with us in, we are taking them to Missouri Friday night.
Yeah.
Because we'll be on the river.
The big rumble on the river.
Yeah, we'll be doing that.
Where's that at? Is that in Caruthersville?
I think so. I have to look and see, but I think so. All right, so finishing up this Boys on the Track deal. Now, whether the boys on the tracks murders were covered up by corrupt officials is something that, again, still has never been proven in a court of law. We do not know.
No.
You can sit here and talk all the allegedlys you want to, but there's.
But just going by what we've read, fact checking on it, you can. It doesn't take a dummy. You know, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out
that something nefarious is afoot at a higher level.
There's something. Somebody's gotten paid off somewhere because.
But as far as who those people were, what the thing was, I mean, it's. Again, we have no evidence that points there, and without evidence, you really can't do anything.
You can't do anything.
All we can look at is say something back then in 1987 happened to those two boys. They were murdered and placed on this railroad track.
Exactly.
And that's what we know, and we know somebody has been protected ever since. We know that.
Yeah.
And that's all we can say. But this lesson extends far beyond Arkansas.
Yeah.
Far beyond Arkansas. Let's take Goodman, Mississippi.
Oh, yeah.
Let's keep it in the South.
All right.
Goodman, Mississippi. Y'all know where that's at? Holmes County? Holmes County. Because this is important. Oh, this one's tough right here. Let's see. Before we get to it, I got to answer Selena's question because this is important. Okay, Ken, when do you need it? I'm going to be out of town for a work trip to get my affiliate license. But when I get back, you are more than welcome. Oh, when are you leaving out of town? Because if I can get it ASAP, I'll just use it and I'll just keep it for you until then. But I just got to get them done this week because I have to have them done by Friday. Boy, I'm trying to find shirts too. Extra shirts because I got a ton of these shirts. I just got to get the rest of them made up. I only got 2 made up. All right, so let's go. No cops, no problem. Is what the header of this one is?
Really?
Until it is.
Until it is.
Until it is. So
tell us how this come about.
So here you are in Goodman, Mississippi. And I don't know if you guys have seen this footage yet or not, but this video has been going wild. And it's showing all these black guys running down through. Now, Goodman, Mississippi, to put it in perspective, only has 1,200 people in it.
Right.
It's tiny. Mm-hmm. Holmes Community College is there. Mm-hmm. There's probably more people at Holmes Community College than there is in the whole town.
Right.
Now, there was a video that came out where these guys just walking down the roads with the Uzis and all their other guns, walking down through Main Street in Goodman, having their guns, waving them about. One climbed up on the police car that's parked in front of an empty police station because there's no workers there.
Right. Because
the police force walked off when the new mayor was elected. They say there's no money to pay these guys. So Goodman has been out without this for the longest time. So it is crazy what's going on. Oh, that's perfect. We'll do that. Yeah, we'll be out there to do it. Thank you, Selena. But yeah, so I mean that's what it is. It's just, dude, you have this going on. You see these, and that what called a lot of national attention to it. Before then, nobody's been paying attention.
No.
Now you have the sheriff's department down there in that county trying to cover. But you're talking about the sheriff's department. It's a county police force.
Right.
All right. They don't have the resources.
They probably don't have the resources to be taking care of a town, too.
So then you had the troopers are coming in.
Mm-hmm.
So you got the state troopers coming in, trying to help out the highway patrol.
Mm-hmm.
And the highway department's trying to do their job and help out Goodman. But it's neither one of their responsibilities to do this. It's leadership in Goodman.
Right.
And something needs to be done so the citizens are safe. Now, once the highway patrol came involved, there has been some arrests because of that video.
Yeah.
So not the smartest thing in the world to do.
Let's talk about the reason why they walked out.
Yes. All right. So according to Michael Howard, he's the mayor. Every officer resigned after he took office. And because of financial problems and an inability to recruit replacements, the town has been operating without its own police force ever since. So instead, the Holmes County Sheriff Office has been answering the calls for service while covering the rest of the county as well. So let's ask that question. Why did they all resign when you took office, when Michael Howard took office? Why?
Yeah, why?
What was the impetus for that?
Was he not going to try to get money raised to
Yeah, well, I mean, was something going on before that with the previous mayor?
Right.
And the police force?
Yeah, that's something that
Was it the simple fact that they believed they were getting paid and were going to continue not to get paid? Were they told that this was coming?
Did he
and they
promise
just decided
them when
to get
he
out?
got in that he was going to pay them, and then
Yeah, so
Then come back and told him he couldn't pay him.
that's right. So none of that has been let out yet.
Right.
All right.
But here's my thing. I mean, it's a county. You're in the county. You're a city in the county.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't you ask the county for some funds to help pay for that, or ask the state to help you pay?
You know what's funny is I've never heard this before. Like, I've never heard of this before.
No, the only thing I've ever heard of anything like that is where the politicians were talking about getting rid of the police departments in their cities,
Yeah.
like Chicago and other places like that, from these, congressmen, congresswomen, and whatever. But then they got showed, no, you need them because they're at your house trying to break in your house, so they got showed. But
Exactly.
But I've never heard of anything like this ever happening.
I haven't either. I mean, this is a brand new kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's wild because
Maybe they just need to go back to Andy and Barney.
something.
Yeah.
Well, at least they were effective.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's crazy. So here's what I was talking about. Most Americans never would have known any of this if it hadn't been for this viral social video, right?
Right.
So the video showed a group of young men walking around town carrying what appeared to be firearms. It ain't what appeared to be firearms. They were firearms. They were knocking on the doors of the police station and yelling, "Ain't no police in Goodman." And so, of course, because they're videoing it, it goes viral.
It goes viral.
I mean, you saw one guy who climbed on the hood of a patrol car. He was waving his rifle, and there is Uzi.
It's a wonder they weren't just shooting them off.
Yeah, well, the whole thing was, the point of the video was obvious to them that they were mocking the fact that nobody was there to stop them. Now, Mayor Howard says he immediately confronted the group and ordered them to leave. And I guess they just said sure. He later described the stunt as reckless and stupid, saying he knew many of the young men involved, but that their behavior simply couldn't be tolerated.
Huh.
But here's the thing. That video exposed a reality that many of those residents had quietly worried about for months.
Right.
But nobody was doing anything about.
It's a wonder there's all kinds of crime going on
Yeah.
there right now.
But here's kind of the spin.
With the people that live there.
Exactly. Because here's
Who's
the
getting
spin.
robbed, and who's the stores and stuff there. I mean, who's stopping it?
Well, that's the thing. So the spin that's been put on this is that, well, here's the thing, though. It's not completely without law because of what we just talked about. The Holmes County Sheriff's Office would respond.
Right.
And
How long does that take?
That's the question. That's the big question.
Mm-hmm.
They could be miles away handling something else out in the county,
Right.
like they're supposed to be doing.
Right.
It's why you have this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's why you just don't have normally a sheriff's department running everything.
Right.
It's not how it works.
Right. No.
Right? So, and it's fascinating, is that right in the middle of Goodman is Holmes Community College. Now,
Oh yeah.
unlike the town itself, Holmes has a 24-hour Department of Public Safety, staffed by certified police officers.
Right.
All right, they have full
But
law.
they can't leave the premises.
Well, they have full law enforcement authority under Mississippi law. All right, but they only patrol the college around the clock. They don't go out into the community. Their job is keeping the campus safe.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying.
So think about that.
But their authority is only on the campus.
That's it. It's only on
They
campus.
can't leave the premises to go help the city.
Well, that's kind of the shady part right here. Is that true or not? Because they have full law enforcement authority under the Mississippi Code.
Right.
Now, does that just apply to the college? I'm not sure how that works.
Right.
I don't know enough about that. I can't sit here and say that's
Yeah,
the
because
thing.
I do know that they have to go through the academies to be certified.
Yeah, well
to work
apparently
because that's
these are certified police officers.
right. That's what I'm saying, because it's like Northwest.
Yeah.
Their officers have to go to the academy
to be certified.
To be certified. Because I was going to apply one time, and
that's the kind of thing. So imagine that you're standing on the campus of Holmes Community College. You're a student surrounded by sworn police officers, but you drive a couple blocks into town on either side of you, and suddenly you find yourself in a municipality that has no municipal police officers in town of its own.
right,
None. And if there's a problem, you got a little bit of a waiting period.
You're on your own.
Yeah. And here's the thing, though. That's not because the town doesn't believe in law enforcement. That is not what this is. Right? It's not what this is. It's because small town America is facing a problem that doesn't make many national headlines. Like recruiting qualified officers has become increasingly difficult. We see that in our town.
Oh yeah.
Budgets are stretched thin, and in Goodman's case, the financial picture is especially challenging. You can go up to Memphis and make 2-3 times as much money. Now, you're going to find 2 or 3 times as much danger.
Oh yeah.
But people want the same money in the small towns they're going to make in a bigger area, right? Mm-hmm. Because it's all about the population. So if you're in a larger population area, you're going to make more money.
Right.
It's how it works.
Yep.
That's basic economics. It's just what it is. And so that financial picture it is really challenging. There's no question. Now, Mayor Howard said the town has only about 90 homes, and only 14 of them pay property taxes, which means you ain't got no income.
Well, then you don't need that big of a police station. I mean, a police department. Then.
Well, it's what it sounds like.
How many police officers walked out? Is what the question is.
Now, so 90 homes, and they said that it had a population of 1,200. Can you look up the population of that place real quick?
Of
Goodman, Mississippi.
Goodman, Mississippi.
What is the population? Because my math and that math are different.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just really curious because I did hear earlier it was 1,200.
Let's look this
up. That's funny. Oh, why does a certain group of people act like if there is no cops, everything is free? I mean, but that was the thing, though. I mean, it's not like they broke into anything. But it's so strange here, man. And people are just crazy. Call that for what it is there. People are nuts, dude. And this sure shows that. Yeah. It does. Because there's also the thing.
It's saying that there is 1,258 people, according to the official 2020 United States Census.
So divide that by 90. Divide that by 90. Because I'm curious as to what that number in the household is. That means what, you got 12 people per household, something like that? Maybe more, 13?
Let's see here.
That's a lot.
Divided by 90?
Yeah. 1,200 divided by 90. Like 13, 14.
It's basically 14. It's 13. Yeah, it's 13.
So you're saying there's 14 people in every house?
14 people in every house.
That sounds weird. That sounds a little fishy to me. But okay.
There might be some people on the outside. But, I mean, there might be 90 houses on the inside of the city. But the city might go, further out. It's like, let's say Bahia, Mississippi has, they have the city, but people outside of that city, like, for instance, I live in a community called Casey.
Yeah.
But I still have a Bahia address because of the post office.
Which is wild.
Right. So
well, then
I'm considered to be living in Bahia, even though I don't live in Bahia City. So that could be what they're talking about.
It could be what they're talking about, but I don't know. I think there's a lot of things here that seems a little at odds with one another.
Mm-hmm.
But DPS Commissioner Sean Tyndale said the goal was simple. Send a message that neither Goodman nor any other town in Mississippi would be allowed to become a place where lawlessness could take hold. And I agree with that. So now you've got troopers patrolling alongside the Holmes County Sheriff's Office. They're conducting these traffic stops and maintaining a visible presence. So good to them. Because you want to live in a place where you don't have to
where you can feel
worry.
Safe.
You want to be safe when you go home.
I mean, there's already a sense of unsafeness already, even though you do have the police there, because you still have to, at one time, the thing about back in the older days, they didn't have locks on their doors.
No.
When you would build a house and you do a door, they didn't have locks on their doors.
Yeah, no, that's
you didn't have to lock your doors, but now you have to lock your doors, and everywhere you stay. So,
yeah,
it's something else.
So what is the FAFO takeaway here, folks? It's simple. Public safety is one of those things people rarely think about until it isn't there anymore.
Until it isn't there.
All right, a police department isn't just another line item in a city budget. It's an investment in stability. confidence, right? Deterrence from crime. And Goodman, Mississippi became national news because a handful of people decided to exploit what they saw as a vacuum.
Right.
But here's the thing. And I've seen the video, and it wasn't anything nefarious. It just showed you that, hey, I can come out here and do whatever I want to do.
Yeah.
And there's no one to stop me from doing it.
I can, it's like the Wild Wild West. Let's just strap all of our handguns on and walk down the middle of the street. And
that's it.
Go slap somebody in the face with some gloves and let's have a duel.
Exactly. So I got a question for the audience. If your town suddenly lost its entire police department, would relying solely on county deputies be enough? Or do you believe every community should have its own dedicated local police force? Because when this country first got started, they did. It was called the militia.
Yep. Exactly.
As a matter of fact, the First Continental Army was made up of militias.
Yep.
So
we know this because we have been studying this stuff
for a while.
Yeah.
So do we go back to the militia days?
Maybe we should.
And if so, who's willing to sign up to be a part of a militia?
That's sort of like that.
Militias were community service.
Right. You didn't get paid.
You didn't get paid.
No.
When you were
needed. It's like a volunteer fire.
That's right.
They don't have volunteer police anymore, but they have firemen, volunteer firemen go out there,
Exactly. That'd be wild.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be wild.
That's like that thing I showed you earlier. If I said we were going to do, if I pulled up and said, get in, we're going to do some patriotic stuff, would you just get in?
Let's go.
Let's go.
But we can't do it in a Prius.
Nope.
You can't do patriotic stuff in a Prius. Right? You need a patriotic vehicle, brother.
Yeah.
You gotta have something manly.
Gotta be
manly. Do patriotic things.
Look, we were going to, we went to Brookhaven, Brookport, Illinois last weekend.
Oh, jeez.
For that wrestling show.
Yeah.
Right? So we were going through, and I was like, we seen this little bitty old Bronco come by, one of those little bitty Broncos, like a little Bronco too, the new ones, and then you have the big Broncos that are jacked up and everything. Well, I said the little Broncos are for little Barbies. They're for little those are for girls. Those are for women.
It's like those little tykes.
Yeah, those are for women, and the big jacked up ones are for men. Those are manly. And so BB and Jennifer were like giving me shit because I said that, what, we can't have a manly, we can't have a big one. Well, yes, you can have them.
We didn't say that.
But it was like, I was saying those beta guys drive those little bitty ones.
That's right.
Little bitty colorful ones.
Well, I mean, look, if they save gas mileage and I could fit in one, I might drive one myself.
I told him, I said, I've always wanted one of those Mini Coopers.
Yeah.
So can you imagine us in a Mini Cooper?
I've driven one.
Yeah, I know you.
I drove Amanda's.
Yeah. But you barely got in.
I barely got in it. It looked like I was driving a Tonka toy. Like I'm all squished up underneath it. Like I couldn't get anywhere.
So we couldn't go do anything patriotic in a little Mini Cooper or
not really.
Or a little bitty Bronco 2.
Yeah. It's like old Police Academy Hightower. Remember that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Have to rip out the front seats to sit in the back.
Yeah.
It's a lot like that, folks. It is. Which brings us to our big topic of the night.
Okay.
This one has been making headlines everywhere. It has become such a hot point. But it's something that, I almost saved this for Monday for my single show during the day because it's so long. But I really wanted to do this tonight because I think there's just a lot here to talk about because so much is going on with this. And I have watched so much footage on here. I have dug into so many reports and junk. It's crazy. And I don't know how many of y'all know Officer Brandon Tatum. If you don't, you need to follow his stuff on YouTube. B. Tatum has got it going on. Brandon Tatum went all the way down to Ocean Springs, Mississippi, and talked to these boys. Got them on camera and has talked to these boys about this whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
So for those of you who, for some reason, have been sleeping under a rock and you did not know, Nolan Wells, a mixed kid from Ocean Springs, Mississippi, went out celebrating with his buddies for 4th of July, on 4th of July weekend, right? To Horn Island out there.
Right.
Horn Island is about 10, 12 miles long. It's not just a little bit sandbar out in the middle of the thing, like where we went in the ocean.
Right.
It's an island.
Right.
Now, there ain't many trees or anything. It's just a big, but it's an island, right?
It's an island, yeah.
And there were like thousands of people here.
Mm-hmm.
But if you listen when this first came out, to the police, to the narrative people were putting out, all it was that Nolan went out there with 3 of his white friends and somehow got left out there and died.
Right.
So it made it sound really nefarious.
Right.
And this was the first thing everybody jumped on.
That good old white versus black thing.
It had to be racism.
Right.
Let's just get it out. That's what they all had to go to because that's the sexy thing to say now.
Yeah.
Everything's racism if you can find it.
Right.
Right? It has to be that. And that's what this became. And look, here's the thing. Some stories, they become tragedies, and others become spectacles. And unfortunately, the death of Nolan Wells has become both. It's tragic this 18-year-old man in the beginning of his life still.
Right.
And by every account, a great human being. Like he wasn't a troublemaker.
He wasn't a troublemaker.
Just a great dude. Everybody has said this about this kid. No one has even disputed the fact that Nolan Wells is just a fine, upstanding human being.
Right.
And I think that's important to remember here.
Community.
Yeah. But it has been one of the most debated stories on social media. Before investigators had even finished collecting evidence, the internet had already declared the case solved, as the internet is wont to do, because everybody wants to be Sherlock Holmes on YouTube and on TikTok and on Facebook and on X, on Reddit, many threads. They've all got it figured out already.
Yep.
Why do we even have to have detectives and people with knowledge doing this when we got Reddit?
Well, that's why we don't need the police department.
I mean,
anymore.
I guess not. We just go to Reddit. They've got everything solved.
Yep.
Go to these Facebook sleuths, these YouTube yahoos out here. They've already figured it all out. You go to your race baiters. They already can tell you why this all happened. Not because it's a tragic accident, but because it had to be something nefarious.
Yep.
Because that is the society we live in right now. You're guilty before you're innocent, which is the opposite of how our legal system was founded.
Yep.
But boy, is everybody quick to rush to judgment nowadays. Super fast to rush to judgment nowadays. So millions of people who've never stepped foot on Horn Island suddenly became detectives. They're prosecutors already.
Yep.
They're jury members all at once.
They already got it solved.
TikTok is filled with theories. Again, X exploded with what? Accusations. They all knew. YouTube creators were dissecting grainy photographs as though they were forensic experts, and still was dissecting the wrong photographs and looking at the wrong time period. And still swearing up and down they knew exactly what was going on. Do you know why it takes us so long when we cover stuff here on the FAFO podcast? There's a reason I don't jump right on there, start doing videos, and start reacting to things. Why is that? Because I learned a long time ago. You don't start running your damn mouth until you absolutely know what you're talking about.
You got to know the truth, or not so much the truth, but the facts that are going on.
Well, you need to, because then you're just adding fuel to a fire.
Because nobody really knows the truth yet.
No, and we're going to get into that part of it because this is important. So let's rewind to what we actually know.
Okay.
We know on July 4th, Nolan Wells, he traveled to Horn Island with a large group of friends. They took 3 boats out there to celebrate Independence Day. This wasn't an isolated gathering as it first came out of 4 or 5 people.
Right.
There was one picture with 4 guys on there, and they said, "Oh, this black kid went out with these 3 or 4 white dudes.
Yeah.
And something bad happened."
Right.
That was not the case. Horn Island was packed. Boats lined the entire shore for miles, with thousands of people out here.
And I'm sure there was more than one black kid there.
There were tons.
Yeah.
It's a very mixed community.
Right.
It wasn't just black kids. There was Hispanic kids, even some Asian kids out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just, even that friend group is made up of all of them.
Right.
So it's just not a white friend group with, here's the token black guy we're going to have over here, who, by the way, is mixed.
Right.
There were other guys in that group who were black, who were Hispanic, who were Asian. So it's not all that. But what did the internet want to do? They wanted to jump on here and make it white versus black. The whites killed the black because racism. Because we need to make something about this, because we don't care about the truth. We just want to come over and have something to fucking bitch about. And this is what it's come down to. Nolan wasn't there with strangers. He was there with long-time established friends. These friends had known each other for years, since the 9th grade and earlier. Now, we're going to get to the real tragic part here in a minute. And it's tragic, and I'll tell you why it gets really tragic. So I need you to understand that while he was out here, again, friends. These are not people who they did not know.
Right.
These are not people who the parents did not know.
Right.
They knew all of these people. They hadn't just met. They go to school together. They played sports together. They always hung out. They socialized together for years. Now, here's the unfortunate part. Facts were in short supply during the first few days of this story. Now, this is another thing we have to get out of the way because most people do not understand how an investigation works. You don't. You hear this all the freaking time. You don't. An event happens. What do the police have to do? They have to gather a little thing called evidence. They have to get all the evidence. They can't just say, oh, here's the thing. Now let's go ahead and pronounce the verdict and let's just get it all out there.
We can't do that. Investigate.
You have to investigate. You have to leave no stone unturned in an investigation.
Right.
When they're doing these autopsies, you have to wait on all the forensics to come back in. It doesn't happen overnight. Now, some of you idiots who claim to watch crime shows should know this.
Right.
All right. If you watch all this Law and Order shit, you say you do. You should know this.
Look, CSI is a TV show.
A TV show.
They get their results in 5 minutes.
Yes.
You don't get that in real life.
That's not what happens in life.
No.
And these guys are not just going to come tell you everything they're finding as they find it. They can't do that.
They can't.
They've got a case to build. And if there is something nefarious, they certainly aren't going to point out all this stuff to give whoever did it a chance to get away.
Well, it's like President Trump said, earlier about the Iranian attacks that, they've talked about them, but I can't come on here and tell you news reporters, hey, we're going to attack them at 9:45 a.m.
Yeah.
And, this and that so that you can go back and tell them when we're going to attack.
Yeah.
No, that's just stupid.
And news reporters can't seem to understand that.
No, they want to know every little thing. It's just like...
But I think they're entitled to know every little thing. Just like the regular population thinks they're entitled to know everything about an investigation when it happens.
Right.
And y'all these numbnuts running around out here trying to claim all this bullshit. This is what makes me mad. I haven't cussed this whole damn show until right now. Now I've said so many in these last few minutes.
Yes, you have.
Because it makes me mad when you got all these idiots out here trying to create fake evidence that does not exist.
Right.
And over the last few days, we have seen more and more of this stuff that they were saying, oh, this happened. Nope. There have been messages that have come out and been leaked out and just handed out saying, no, look, this is what was said. Warren Hudson came on Brandon Tatum. Brandon Tatum, when he went down to Ocean Springs and interviewed these kids, the few who were brave enough to get on there, because they've been receiving tons of death threats.
Right.
And we're not talking a handful. We're talking hundreds and thousands of death threats from morons all across this stupid country who believe that they know what's up and they don't. So they're out here doing this, and he says, look, this is what happened. He gave the timeline, which was corroborated and verified by the Coast Guard and by the police, saying, no, this is what's happening here. This is what we know the timeline is.
Right.
We know we got there. We know Nolan Wells did not go back with them to the shore. They were having boating issues. They had problems with the bilge pump on a boat. They're trying to get there. They wouldn't want the boat to sink, so they're getting it pulled back. All that's corroborated. The timeline is corroborated. And here's another thing. People say, why would they just leave him out there? Okay, here's the reason why. Because they all do that. They knew people all along that thing. It's not uncommon to go out someplace and ride out with somebody and ride back with somebody else.
Exactly.
That happens all the
time. How many times have you done that?
A lot.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot. Now, it wasn't in the ocean, but it was at different events and places.
Yeah.
I've done it all the time. That.
I've gone somewhere with someone.
Hey, look, have me ride down there. I'll get a ride back. I can get a ride back. Yeah. A lot of people do that. That is not anything new or controversial.
No.
That happens.
Right.
Now, they said, well, why didn't he have his phone with him? Well, that's easy, because nobody takes their phone in the damn water.
Right.
Why? What idiot would do that? One who deserves to have their shit lost in the ocean.
Yep.
You leave your stuff on the boat. We were at July 3rd. We were at the lake. And while we were doing all of our stuff, our phone stayed pretty much secured.
On the boat.
I grabbed mine out a couple times in video, and I put mine right back in the thing because I didn't want a wave to come and my phone to go out.
Right, exactly.
So you just didn't have them out.
Too much for that shit. So
you don't have that stuff just hanging out there.
Right.
And yet, You've got all these morons running around. I don't care. You shouldn't call them morons. What else should I call them?
Dumbass.
Because they are dumbasses.
Yeah.
They're stupid. And that's the crazy thing. There was a picture. They're saying, oh, well, he's got his hand around him out there in the swimming pool. That was at 11 o'clock. You're right. It was. It was at 11 o'clock. He was the only black guy you saw in that. I'm sorry, he's mixed. The only black guy that you saw in that pool.
Mm-hmm.
And that picture was taken exactly a week earlier.
At 11 o'clock.
And it's time stamped.
Mm-hmm.
And it shows it.
Yeah.
So, don't sit here and say all these false things that you know nothing about. And that's the problem.
Well,
with a lot
another
of
problem
this.
is when you got attorneys going on here and talking about their own autopsies and, you know, the second autopsy and this and that, and steadily trying to stir shit, you know.
Oh, my God, dude. I heard some TikTok genius today get on there talking about how, and you can tell by the way she talked, she's an idiot, right?
Yeah.
But she just knew she had all the
She
answers.
had it all answers.
Why his throat there? Why didn't he have his throat? Well, because they did an autopsy on him. And so when you got areas that they're considering looking at, you're going to separate those from the rest. What do you think they do? Just like TV, they just cut a little slit, peek under there, and they got all the answers. That's not how an autopsy works.
No.
You can't just cut back the skin, fold it back, and go, oh, I see. You have to weigh, measure, remove things, put them back. Some things don't get put back.
No.
So, again, it's idiocy from people who have no clue how things work. And here's the other thing. People are like, well, what makes you an authority? You know what makes you an authority? Educating yourself.
Yes.
So when people go to school, what do they get? Educated on a thing. You do realize you don't have to go to school to get educated. You just got to read the appropriate materials that teach you how to do a thing.
Right.
All right? Guess what? That's how we've always learned as humans.
Yes.
When there wasn't these universities that go around, people had to learn some way. You learn by doing, you learn by research, you learn by trying. That's how education works.
Exactly.
That's how real education works.
Exactly. I mean, you learn by doing.
But people don't want to talk about that. No, that can't be what it is. Why? Because it doesn't suit a narrative.
Because you're being told by somebody else that
Exactly.
this is the way it goes.
Because they want this to be the case.
Right.
They want it to be a racial episode.
And
But yet, white on white, black on black, yellow on yellow, red on red, you never hear a damn word from any of these people. There's white on white crime happens all the time. How many white Karens you see run out here every day going, oh! No. Same thing with black on black, Hispanic on Hispanic crime, Asian on Asian crime.
Well, that's just like that thing in Memphis where at that hijacking deal at the red light, that was black on black crime.
Yeah.
And then you had, you know, the young guy that got out of the car with the pistol and the AK. He got out. Nothing's been said or done about that.
Yeah. I told you a few weeks ago, I literally saw that thing on Facebook where the one guy shot the other guy dead just right there in the apartment parking lot.
Yeah.
We haven't heard the first thing about that.
Mm-hmm.
That was in Jackson, Mississippi. Haven't heard the first freaking thing about it.
Why? Because
But by God, if it had been a white guy that had done that,
oh, you'd have heard all kinds of shit.
it's worldwide news. This is the tragedy with the Nolan Wells death right here. Is this poor young man lost his life, and you got all these grifters out here trying to make $1
If he'd
off
have
of
been
his
white,
death.
if he'd have been white, you would have never heard anything.
Oh, exactly. And here's
And if it had been all black folks and they'd been black, you wouldn't have heard
Nothing.
anything. Nothing.
and that's it's so
If it'd have been all
crazy.
Mexican, you wouldn't have heard anything.
Nothing.
So it's not. We're not sitting here saying that, you know, anything about the race color. We're saying that
People don't care unless it's two different races involved in a situation.
especially if it's white against black.
Yeah,
They want
that's
white,
the hottest one.
Yeah,
And it is. And you're lying to yourself if you say otherwise.
yeah.
And because that's what you're choosing, and that's a tragedy. Because like Warren said, and like the guy I watched it, I wish I could remember his name, because I just caught a little bit of it. But he was even talking about, I was like, dude, we have so many different races, because that kid was black that we're talking to today.
Right.
He said, I'm mixed. He said, I got a white half of my family, and I got the black half of my family. He said, all of us are just friends. You know, ain't nobody down here looking at that stuff.
Right.
He said, I said, the problem is people outside of Ocean Springs talking all this noise. That shows they don't know anything about us down there.
Right.
Because nobody down here. He said, I get it because of what the past history was. But there's history in every state.
Right.
And he wasn't wrong.
Right.
And there's history in every state with stupidity in the past.
Mm-hmm. But
that don't make us who we are. He said, he told me, he said, look, you learn. People learn.
Mm-hmm.
And they grow. He said, our group wasn't like that. You were just friends.
Mm-hmm.
You just hung out all the time.
Right.
And that led to the most tragic part is that Nolan's mom coming out on TV saying that she didn't know these kids. That was the first phone call Warren made, was to Nolan's mom. How did he make that call if he didn't know her number?
Exactly.
How did he make that phone call if he didn't know who she was?
Exactly.
She hung up the first time, she didn't answer because she didn't know the number. But the second time they talked for 5 minutes. He was expressing, hey, look, we haven't seen him. Have you seen him? Have you heard anything? And then the next call he made was to the Coast Guard. He was the first one to notify the Coast Guard.
Mm-hmm.
This is a white man doing this for his friend.
Right.
Why? Because they don't even look at it that way. He was concerned. He had already started calling all around to see if his friends had heard from him before he called her and said, look, have you heard? And then they called. And what were they doing the next morning? What were they doing? They were all out in their boats. Until all the searchers told them, no, you're good, go back. We've got the island covered now.
Right.
But they were out there looking for him.
Right.
So this whole racist narrative is terrible. But his mom coming out there saying the crap that she did.
All right. I don't know. I don't know if she's black or white.
She's black.
She's black? Okay. All right.
But Ben Crump was out there.
I didn't know if you wanted to mention his name or not.
I don't care to mention his name. So what?
I've been wanting to say something about him since.
But I mean, he turned up here. He's in my opinion, he's a grifter. He looks for what the hottest topic is. Let me go in here and see what money we can get.
All right, so let's use.
But again, I don't know. That's just allegedly.
Well, I mean, you look at the Go Me Fund for here,
mm-hmm.
and then you look at the Go Me Fund for there.
Yeah.
How much money was raised there? And how much money was raised here?
They raised a ton down there.
Exactly.
Oh,
so
God.
where did he drift off to?
Yeah.
Where the money was.
Yeah, of course, Reverend Al Sharpton, who I guarantee you they probably never met or knew, gave the eulogy for Noah at Nola's funeral.
Right.
All right. That happened. Tyler Perry out giving money to help pay for the funeral
mm-hmm.
because he knew the family so well, which means he didn't.
Right.
All right. So you got all this happening because you got all these people.
You got these.
Believing these false narratives.
These race baiters that want to make it all about race that are coming in.
They're hardcore about making this about race.
And they're the ones coming in, getting into that lady's head.
Yep.
Talking that crap, you know.
And now that all this evidence is coming out, you're having to see them start making some distance here.
Yeah.
Between all these things.
Same thing they did here.
Yes.
Thing they did.
Once the evidence starts coming out, you see them start backing up and backpedaling a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, I saw this thing on Stephen A. Smith today, and I usually like Stephen A. But they are so into this whole race thing. He even said it. Because you have B. Tatum against Charlie Coleman, I forget what it was, but he's an NAACP lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
And then B. Tatum and Stephen A. was supposedly moderating this whole debate between them. But all Brandon Tatum was saying, he didn't say, I'm not saying no one murdered him. I'm not saying something nefarious didn't happen to him.
Right.
What I'm telling you is this whole narrative that's out there about these young friends of his doing it is false.
Right.
And all the evidence backs it up. I've seen the video, and he's released it on his show. He's already done a 5-part series on it. You've seen the video. We've seen text messages.
Who is this?
Brandon Tatum.
Officer
Tatum. Yeah. Dude, and I suggest to anybody, if you're curious about this,
where was
go check out Officer Brandon Tatum's.
Is that the guy?
His YouTube channel
from Vegas?
He's from Arizona.
Yeah, he's the one that does the ones about the. He's done the Arkansas State Trooper ones.
I don't know. He may have.
Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about.
He's a black guy.
Yeah,
he used to be a black officer.
Yeah, for the Las Vegas.
Yeah. So of course, because he says what he says, he gets labeled Uncle Tom and everything else.
Right, yeah.
You know.
Yeah, he loves.
They already mad at him because he married a white woman.
Yeah.
So I mean, which is stupid. But that's what I mean. So they're all trying to make it about race.
Right.
And he was out here just trying to prove facts. Like, look, this is the issue. Stop trying to say it's this, and it's not.
Because it's not right.
Find the facts, and if it turns out to be that, that's fine.
Right. Yeah, it's just like anything else. I mean, if you can prove it's a racial thing,
Then good.
then I'll back you
100%, all the time,
all the way. But don't start that shit
until you know. Because now you're limiting the case.
Right. Yeah, you're limiting it. Right.
I mean,
exactly.
you've already got it in this one thing, and oh my God, they think they're helping. You're not helping.
You're not helping. You're just putting.
And it's ridiculous. Research matters. Context matters. Evidence matters. And all this bullshit y'all are out here trying to pass around as facts hurts everything. Because you hear so many people are talking bullshit. And there's a lot of ignorant ass people in this world. Oh my God. All you got to go to TikTok for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And you see most of them there. It's horrible. I mean horrible. And yet that's what we deal with on a regular basis. It's crazy.
It's just the way the world's come to. I don't even understand how we've gotten to where we are right now.
Yeah.
Because we've said this many a times. We weren't raised that way.
No, we weren't. And here's the thing too behind a lot of that is the fact that you've got now look, on the other side of all of that, take the race and everything away from it. A young man lost his life.
Exactly.
Let's get rid of race completely here. A young man lost his life, and
hold on a second. My buddy Wesley, you know Wesley?
Yeah.
His birthday was yesterday.
Happy birthday, Wes.
Happy birthday, Wes. I sent you a message, but I guess you didn't see it. But
That's
happy
right.
birthday, Wesley.
That's right. His place is always fun to go to.
56 years old yesterday.
Youngster.
Yep.
Youngster.
Yep. All right, go ahead.
But that's the thing. So take all that out of it. Now, 100% believe that the boys didn't do it.
Right.
I mean, see too much evidence. They didn't do it. You can believe what you want to believe, but I believe the truth and the facts. Mm-hmm. I think that's just a smart way to do it.
Right.
Believe the facts, believe the truth, believe what the evidence takes you. But somebody had to be the last person to see Nolan Wells alive.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
and whoever it was probably the one
that's right.
Has something to do with it.
Yeah. So there has to be somebody there who saw this.
Right.
Now, whether, again, he missed the boat going back in, whether he was drunk and playing around out there and swimming, because I got news for you. It's completely possible that he got undertowed out there
mm-hmm.
and pulled under and drowned.
Right.
And no one saw him after a point.
Right.
This happens all the time.
Yeah.
People drown in the Gulf of Mississippi, not 10 feet off a shore.
Yeah, well, you've had those, Theo from...
Yeah, Luxtables. Yeah.
Luxtables. He
Shag
drowned.
Gaspard.
Yeah.
The wrestler.
Yeah.
He died in there, and there's been a ton of people.
Trying to save his kid.
Yeah, this happens every summer, by the way.
Right, yes.
This happens all the time.
Yeah.
So this is not a new phenomenon.
No.
That could very well have been the case there. But the fact we immediately play it off as it's murder, racism, and something bad because white people bad. And that's the narrative you hear. You can say whatever you want to, but that's the narrative you hear. It hurts the investigation and finding out what really happened. And kudos to the police for not getting caught up in it, for staying true to their investigative integrity like you have to.
Right.
To be sure that everything is fair and above board. They're the ones that have to actually wipe out the noise and just put it out of their minds.
Right.
Because they have a real job to do.
That Ben Crump will be on there talking about, we can't wait, like he got on there talking about, it only been a month, and he's talking about waiting 6 months for the...
Well, they had to change their tune when the second autopsy came out and said, well, it could just been a drowning.
Yeah.
Because, I mean...
Yep.
Like there's nothing, his head wasn't bashed in and all this other stuff to say, hey, he was struck with something, that's how he died.
Right. He just drowned.
That's why everybody's talking about the throat thing.
Right.
I'm sorry, but of course, the main people aren't going to release that right now because why? Because, again, there are certain parts of the body you have to keep and look at and get your forensics in before you can reach the rest of it.
What people don't understand is if you drown, your lungs are going to be full of water.
Yep.
But if you died before you were supposedly drowned, you're not going to have all that water in your lungs.
That's right.
Because you're not breathing. You're not breathing it in.
Exactly. And that's just what it is.
Right.
That's just what it is.
And I'm not that's just from watching documentaries and stuff. I know that. And,
Yeah.
I
I mean, that's just basic knowledge. And anybody with half a brain knows that they're not just going to come out and tell you everything. But by God,
they think
once again, the number of idiotic
you're covering
people.
it up because you ain't giving us all the information right now.
Yep.
You're covering it up.
100%.
Yeah. So I mean, that's bullshit.
Yep. I mean, it is. It is. It's just. It is crazy that this is what we have to deal with and stuff like that, and that this family. Yeah, you feel bad for the family because they buried a child, and that's terrible. That's an awful thing.
I couldn't.
I mean, it's a horrible deal. Shuffle him in here. Just push him in here. Nathan, can you help her shuffle him in here, please? Or else we have to listen to his loud ass the rest of the show.
Little chihuahua.
Oh, this dude. This chihuahua drives me crazy.
Get in here. Smalls.
So, station identification for runaway freaking chihuahua. Dude, I tell you, it's crazy. But it's wild. So, and again, that takes me back to my last question. Somebody had to see Nolan Wells for the last time.
Right.
Again, I'm not a big water guy. I can't speak to it. But I 100% believe that it's easy enough to drown out there, especially that far offshore, because you can see, even from the videos you saw out there, you see where the water drops off, where it gets darker. It's real light, and all of a sudden, which indicates a drop off.
Right.
And then you got the undertow situation. What do you think water does around an island, folks? It ain't just going to sit there and travel in a straight line.
No.
It's not how currents work anyway, in the ocean itself.
Right.
So the undertow could have grabbed him. A lot of things could have happened. There's all kinds of assumptions and speculation. But you just got to wait until the investigators come out and say, this is what happened. It's not going to satisfy people. The race baiters hate it.
Yep.
Because they want to believe it's bad, it's racism, and it's something awful. So, I mean, it's just one of those things. It's just one of those deals. And that's what we'll have to deal with, and we'll have to see what happens there. I mean, what else can we do? But that brings us to the fun part of the show. It does bring us to the fun part of the show.
Yeah, we're done talking politics.
Yep, and all that junk. Sort of. Because now we're playing Would You Rather.
Would you rather?
Would you rather? FFOA.
Yep.
Would you rather?
Would you rather?
All right. So would you rather live in a town with no police department like Goodman, Mississippi? Or would you like to live in a town with a full police department but believe a good old boy network decides who gets investigated and who gets protected?
I think I'd rather live without a police department.
I think I would too.
Because, that good old boy system can hurt you.
I just get my buddies and say, we're getting us a militia together.
Yeah, there we go.
And we'll just do it this way. We'll protect our own.
Yeah. Well, that's what they should do.
I mean, it beats this good old boy system, right?
Good old boy systems.
What do you guys think? What's your pick? What's your pick out there? I'm curious. I'm very, very
You're
curious.
watching, Wes, so what's your opinion?
Yeah.
Give us an opinion, Wes.
Wes says I'm pleading the fifth. Would you rather, number 2, have every crime investigated by an understaffed department that tells you the truth, or have a fully funded department that you believe hides the truth to protect powerful people?
The
underfunded one.
The underfunded one.
Yeah.
It tells the truth.
That's what you want.
Want
it may take them longer to get to that.
Yeah, it takes you longer to get there, but you get there.
That's right. But you're at least getting the truth. So here's a powerful one. If Nolan Wells was your son, would you rather know there simply weren't enough officers or investigators available? Or would you believe there were plenty of investigators, but they were protecting the wrong people?
That there's not enough. I would hope that would be it.
Exactly. So you see where we're going.
I wouldn't
with a lot of these would you rathers tonight.
Yeah. He said the first choice.
There you go. Exactly. I do. I agree completely. Would you rather live somewhere where the system has completely broken down, or live somewhere where the system still exists, but you don't trust it?
That's the same thing as being broke down, isn't it?
Huh? No. One saying that the system, like, it just doesn't work and there's nothing there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one saying, oh, we still have a system, but it's being manipulated.
I'd rather just not have one.
I would too, dude. I'm
tired of this not being able. I mean, if you can't trust somebody, you don't need to be around.
Well, it goes to this one. I mean, this is basically the same thing. These last few have been kind of the same. Like, which scares you more, no police or police who don't who won't police their own?
No,
that one.
The police their own. They want the police.
Yeah, who won't police their own? Absolutely.
That's because anything happens with.
All right, here's a good one. Would you rather have social media investigate your loved one's death, or have officials investigate it, but never fully trust their conclusions? That's a lose-lose situation.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, like, nobody wins.
Nobody wins on that one. I wouldn't.
Nobody wins this because, first of all, social media doesn't have the skills to investigate this. You might have a few people who are thorough, who are doing like ex-police officers, like at least like Brandon Tatum. When it comes to him, he's at least trying to get to the truth of the matter, wherever that truth takes you.
What's like that Detective Ken Maines? You've ever seen his stuff?
Yeah.
I could trust him.
But we're talking about normal people as a whole.
Right. Yeah. No.
That's a problem.
No.
Because we've already seen way too much.
Right.
That shows you otherwise. All right. Would you rather raise your family in a town where no one can answer a 911 call, or raise your family in a town where everyone believes justice depends on who you know?
Nobody answers a 911 call because I got
old Bessie.
Yeah.
Bessie will take care of it.
Yeah.
There you go.
I know CPR. I'm certified.
And here's the one that ties everything together.
Oh, Howard, what's up, big guy?
What's up, buddy?
He's in the Big Easy.
Yeah, he is. I saw pictures earlier. They're down there living a good life right now.
Yeah. He seems to be living a good life all the way around.
He kind of does.
Yeah.
He kind of does. So imagine this. Your hometown has no functioning police department. Rumors of a powerful good old boy network and a mysterious death dividing the community. Now, would you rather, taking all three of those things into account, would you rather A, give investigators the benefit of the doubt and wait for evidence, or B, assume the system is protecting someone and start your own investigation? I see, this is a little tricky.
I want to say I'd start my own investigation, but you still got to trust these
investigators
to.
I think it's one of those things, like it's you want to believe your police force is honest. Now, if you live in a place where you believe your police force is honest, A is the easy option. You let those investigators do their job. Now, if it's, you know that your system in your town's corrupt, it's probably B for you then in that situation.
Is Tony Dunson a regular?
That's yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're trying to bring in socialism and communism and Marxism. Everyone has nothing, and you will be happy. Me and Jennifer actually talked about this a little bit earlier today.
Oh, really? About socialism and communism?
we were talking about that earlier today.
Yeah.
And just one of those things where, it's, well, because you're talking about medical care, right?
Right. We was talking about that a while ago.
Oh, that's right. Well, that's right. Yeah. We were all talking about that. But that's the whole thing, right? You pays your money to insurance.
Yeah.
They're all too happy to have to make you pay it.
Right.
And yet, by the time times for their turn to pay it, they don't want to pay up their part of it.
Right.
They don't want to hold up their deal. But in a socialist country, you don't have to worry about it. They'll pay all your stuff. The only problem is you have to pay 10 times more for other things.
Right. People got to understand, where you're getting something free, you're paying double for something else.
Oh, God, yeah.
To make up for that free stuff.
Yeah, it's not like it's magic.
Yeah, it's not actually
like
it's not actually free.
But the amount of people who believe it, who just believe that, is mind-numbing. Right. But also, it goes, I better not say it. I gotta be careful when I say it. Gotta be careful when I say it. So, let's get to the final one.
The final
This
one.
is the big FAFO. Would you rather?
Would you rather?
What's
final one.
More dangerous to America? Is it communities that can't afford to police themselves? Is it communities where power protects power? Or is it social media convicting people before the evidence does? Think about that. You can only eliminate one of these problems forever. Which one are you choosing?
What was the second one?
Oh, yeah. The second one is, I'll write all three of them down. So y'all think about this. You can only eliminate one of these
Okay.
forever. Communities that can't afford to police themselves is the first one. Communities where power protects power, or social media convicting people before the evidence does. I got to go with the middle one.
I say power versus protecting power.
I do too.
I would rather get rid of that because
I can ignore social media jackasses all day long,
I can
right?
ignore them.
Yeah.
You know, but I this power protecting power shit.
It's got to go.
It's got to go.
That's got to go.
But it's there. It's there. It
Yeah.
exists. It exists.
Yeah. So
And it
imagine
goes
this.
up high too, right?
It does.
You know, it goes all the way to the top.
So imagine this. I got a bonus one for you because I can't help it. Imagine your child disappears. And that's horrible to even think about.
Oh, dude,
That's disheartening and stressful.
Shit.
Now,
I go crazy.
the local police department is barely functioning. Half the town believes the good old boy network protects the powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And social media has already decided who's guilty before the investigation is even finished, much rather started. Would you rather trust the system, the internet, or your own investigation? Because tonight, that's exactly what we're talking about.
My own investigation. But here's a prime example of what we've been talking about tonight.
All right?
This has everything in it that we've been talking about tonight. The good old boy system, about the police taking too long, or doing it yourself.
Yeah,
Do you know about the Crystal Rogers case?
I do not.
You need
Is this
to-
another Arkansas case?
No, sir.
Okay.
That's up in Kentucky.
No, I did not hear about this.
Yeah, the Crystal Roger case was, she wasn't married. She had 5 kids. She was married to. She wasn't married. She was a boyfriend. Had this boyfriend. They had a kid together.
Uh-huh.
Well, they were at a 4th of July thing.
Uh-huh.
Well, the next day they found her car with a flat on the side of the interstate.
Okay.
All right. Then her father and brother come up there and they're looking at it. All her stuff's in there. And she would never leave without her phone.
So it wasn't a robbery.
It wasn't a robbery. The seat was back further than she would have it.
So somebody else was driving.
It. All right. She's disappeared.
Uh-huh.
There's nobody can find her. Okay. Her daddy starts investigating it. He's investigating it hard. I mean hard.
Yeah.
So he is finding out some stuff. But then he goes hunting with his grandson and he gets killed by a sniper.
Uh-oh.
So then that silences him.
Sounds like we got a new episode coming up shortly.
But the evidence, it all came back. The FBI had to get involved. Everything, all that stuff. It came back, but it comes back to where the good old boy system, that guy that was her boyfriend,
Mm-hmm.
he's the one that did it.
Yeah.
And his brother was on the police department, and his brother ended up losing his job because his brother called and told him, "Don't talk to them. Get up and leave." So
Uh-oh.
he hindered a
Oh,
investigation.
wow, yeah.
So he got fired for that. But then but you need to check that out. Crystal Rogers.
Crystal Rogers.
You need to check
Okay.
that out. You'll see.
I'll have
It
to, I'll have
has
to check it out.
has everything that we've talked about is in that
Is
case.
it that case?
Yeah, it ended up being somebody that he had paid to cover up this stuff that ended up talking.
Dude, I'm now curious. I can't wait to see it.
That ended up saying something. He just got convicted of it here last year or the year before.
I'm curious. Yeah, I would love to see this now.
Yeah.
I would. I'd love to check it out.
I think it's Barstone, Kentucky.
And when did this take place, they say?
Man, that's almost 10 years ago, I think. Maybe.
So it's relatively recently.
Yeah, it's been 7 to 8 years ago.
So this is why people shouldn't sit there and say this can't happen nowadays, because
Yeah.
it will.
Yeah.
People are people.
Dude,
Humans are humans.
they still don't know where her body is. Nobody will tell them where her body is.
Yeah.
They can't find her body. So they've had dogs out there by some burn pits and stuff out there on their property and stuff. But he owned his own construction company
Oh,
and
they ain't no
stuff. So
telling
there
where.
ain't no telling where
She's in the
at.
foundation
Yeah, she's
somewhere,
in a
buddy.
foundation, one of those houses or something somewhere. But yeah,
That's crazy.
crazy.
That is wild, man.
Mm-hmm.
That is wild.
All because he wanted his kid, his baby, that they had together, and didn't want to be with her anymore. But he wanted their kid.
People do stupid stuff
Yeah,
for the dumbest of reasons.
right.
It's like, I mean, what are you thinking?
Yeah, because they weren't happy. It lets you know on there that they weren't happy. They had their differences. And
Yeah.
stuff. But to kill somebody over that, it's just.
But it happens all the time.
Yep.
I mean,
But that is you go check it out. It is the prime story of everything that we've been talking about tonight.
that is so wild and crazy, though.
You'll see.
That is fascinatingly wild.
You'll see. You'll be like, damn, this is wild.
Just go show you folks, you gotta be careful.
Yep.
Gotta be careful. Gots to be more careful.
I mean, it was a big time story on the Oxygen channel.
That sounds like it.
Yeah.
But in good news, if you're looking for a great read, Black Ridge, baby. Black Ridge.
Black Ridge.
Boy, she's picking up steam. I've got several podcasts I'm about to go on as a guest to talk about Black Ridge and to talk about the FAFO podcast. Had several people reach out to me about the FAFO podcast, asking if I'd come on and talk about it. So we're gaining steam. Boy, our downloads are going up. And we thank everybody who listens to the show daily because, man, it's getting good. We've doubled our July has been our biggest month by far.
We hadn't done that many shows.
Which is great, huh?
And we haven't done that many shows on.
Well, we haven't done any Unchained shows, but
Yeah.
I put out 50 podcasts.
Yeah, but
So it's a lot. So we stay having FAFO with content.
right.
Because we talk to other people. I'll have the own daily show, which we got a new one coming out Monday. That'll be fun. It'll be a little bit more on just the fun side. We'll get away from some of the serious stuff, which is the good thing about doing this show is we can have our Unchained shows that we do on tonight, and we'll have big things like this. But we'll also delve into some of the other topics where we get a little more intimate with it.
Yep.
Or we'll just have guests talking about other things and just learning stuff.
Right.
So that's the whole point about the FAFO podcast. Again, it's not just a place where you can go and swear. It's not the point of the podcast.
Oh yeah, Steve.
It's not that.
Steve Crumley said he would come on the show.
Okay. I'd love to have
I'd
it.
like to get him on here. You're talking about a view. Let's get his insight.
Oh,
on it.
jeez.
I mean,
I'm afraid.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. But I mean,
He's well informed, brother. I'm telling you.
well, it's what you want. You want people who are informed.
He's well informed. So he's got his opinion on some stuff.
I like people who are informed. I mean, come on and let us know what you got.
Let's have it.
And talk about the things. I'd rather, I mean, that's how, even if I disagree with somebody,
Well,
even
that's
on
their-
those things.
That's their opinion.
Right, exactly. 'Cause
Your opinion.
You'll never know what drives somebody.
Right.
And you'll never know what you learn in the process. So I don't begrudge anybody their opinion. What I do begrudge is assholes like we've been talking about tonight out here stirring up stuff they have no business stirring up because they do not know.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem.
Right.
That's always the problem. I mean, and who knows what may come out of like the Nolan Wells situation, what happened there, who knows?
Right.
Who knows what's going to come out and
I
have
mean,
a
we,
good one.
we could be wrong. We could be sitting here being wrong by what we have read. We could be wrong. He could have actually been killed.
But that's
But we
fine.
don't know.
We're not saying he wasn't.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he
we're
wasn't.
not. We don't know.
What I'm saying is, and I will tell you this, and I stand behind this 1,000%. I'm saying is his friends didn't do it,
You're right. That's
and I 100% don't believe that because of all of the available evidence.
right.
That's why I'm saying.
We're,
that.
we're not saying.
Now, did something nefarious happen to him? That's a great question.
Yeah, I mean,
And we'll learn more about
and like
that.
you
That
keep
will
saying,
come out.
like you keep saying, there's got to be somebody.
Somebody
that
saw him last.
Saw him last.
Somebody saw him last.
because there's too many people out there
Yes.
to have not seen something.
Yeah. Somebody
that's-
saw him last.
And that's the problem.
It is the problem.
That's you've got to come up, But but that's another thing that we can talk about in this society.
Hey, Joanne, how are you doing?
Is you don't want to get involved because as soon as you get involved, who's getting investigated?
Well, this all of a sudden you,
Yeah,
like you.
yeah. When
People were talking about these boys lawyering up. Yeah, they had to lawyer up.
Mhm.
Why? Because they had all these threats coming around.
right. Well, I mean,
They didn't have a choice.
the first people that were accused was them
Yeah.
because he was with them.
Yep.
That's
Which-
so it had to be them.
Which looks, that's why they went and interviewed all of them first. They all went through all the interviews. It took all the lie detectors, and they came out with all their stuff.
Right.
Like it's here's the thing about it. Consistency tells you a lot about somebody. Like when the story is consistent,
Mhm.
generally you know what type of person you're dealing with. When there's inconsistencies and there's lack of knowledge and truth, you also know what kind of people you're dealing with. So if I'm talking to somebody and their story is consistently the same, and the other person's story is consistently the same except from their point of view,
Right.
where they saw it, it's easy to put that. If you're any kind of critical thinking at all, you can understand and put these things together and go, okay, I see it. This is what happened. Oh, you've got messages that say, okay, well, this happened. You said that happened. Let me check it. Oh, Coast Guard says that happened.
Yeah.
This is rational. This is how investigation works, right? This is how you put that together.
I got an interesting story when you get done.
All right. So, my opinion is, did the friends do it? No. Could it something bad still have happened to him? Absolutely. And we will find out about that as the investigation goes. Right. And that's my whole point. Let the investigation do its thing. Right. Stop accusing people of racism and everything else until the truth comes out about what happened to him. Because you don't know.
That's just
Stop.
That's baiters starting.
That is race baiting all day long. All right.
So check this out.
All right.
When my first wife and I were getting divorced, Lisa, we weren't getting along. We were bad.
Yeah.
Getting along.
That's usually what happens.
And so we weren't living together. We weren't together. We weren't around each other or anything like that. But we would talk on the phone. We would get into it.
Yeah.
You know? And she wasn't allowing me to see the kids and some other stuff. So I went over there a few times and to get my kids. Anyways, she had gone somewhere during the day. I was at work. And she had gone somewhere during the day and shut her phone off. And her father was trying to get in touch with her. So he calls me, and the way he was talking to me was like I done something to her.
Oh,
what have you done to her?
Yeah.
You know. And finally she showed up. Finally I called her and said, "Hey, look, your daddy's thinking I done something to you. You need to get in touch with him." I said, "Don't do this no more."
Yeah, that's right.
I don't need to be getting arrested because you...
Or worse.
Yeah.
Because daddies are protective of their babies.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean...
He was like, do you know where she's at? Have you heard from her? You know, it was
Yeah.
It was like I'd done something.
Yeah. No, I've never had that experience.
He didn't like me.
God.
He actually didn't like me. So my thing is, if something had happened to her,
yeah, you'd been the first one.
I'd have been the one that would have had to have proven
that you was innocent.
That I was innocent. Because you're guilty. You're guilty before proven innocent now.
Well, but this is proven. I mean, it's just what it is. Nobody believes anybody's innocent.
It's the way it is now.
Because people, you know, that's the sad thing about people. People want to believe the worst in a person they've known their entire damn life. It's weird. Like, it's usually not the case if you're close with somebody. That's not what you want to believe. But, like, if it's somebody you've seen or you're an acquaintance of, he always did look kind of funny. Yep. I believe he done it. Matter of fact, I'll tell you what else I heard. And that wasn't anything they heard. It's just shit they made up in their mind.
Yeah.
Because that's how people are. People are crazy. People are just nuts, man. It's wild. But yeah, we hope y'all enjoyed tonight's show.
You ain't gonna read none of your stuff?
My smut?
Your smut?
No.
I thought we were gonna do the smut thing.
Dude, that was just so you could hear me talk dirty.
Oh. Talk dirty. I mean, you might want to read read some of that on here so that they might want to, you know.
So for you ladies,
go get some of you ladies out there.
And you guys like Brody who are into this kind of stuff.
I'm not into that.
He is into it.
No.
You just heard him tell me he want me to read it right here live.
I'm trying to help you sell your books.
Heard it right here live.
Bullshit.
So we've got a new, I've got a new series out called Pulp Trash. That's right. You ladies know what this is. It's good old-fashioned smut.
Smut.
But with a twist. There's actually good stories involved here.
You can see it right there on the cover.
Yeah, but there's great stories here, and they are good stories.
I mean,
because I just don't like writing trash just to write trash. Yeah. Like my stuff, I have to have a story. I can't help it, or I can't write it. Like it has to be a story. Sure. And these are really good stories, but it's like Harlequin romance meets the Twilight Zone.
Yeah,
is a lot of what this is like. We've had some pretty good feedback on them so far, so that's been fun. And again, Black Ridge, baby. It's burning it up. I'm so proud of this book.
Yeah.
Black Ridge has been pretty good.
I got the audio thing now.
You get the audio one? And look, if any of you out there want a free copy of the audio book, all you got to do is hit me up. I will send you the code to get it. The only thing I ask is that after you listen to it, write me a review for it.
Write you a review.
Just give me a review so I'll know that good or bad, it's out there now. It's been pretty strong. The reviews have been pretty strong so far. I've had 5-star reviews and 1 4-star review.
Your ass be going one way and then the fucking end ends up somewhere else, some other way.
That's the point. I don't want you knowing what's happening.
I'm trying to be.
We're trying to figure it out.
I'm trying to be a master detective in reading the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, they did it.
Here it is.
Here it is. I know they did it.
Yep.
And then at the end, it's like the fucking alien.
Like, wait a minute. What's happening? But that's the fun part about it. It's like you don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
I like having the twist in my books, though. I like people just like you're never really sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, you can pretty much guess, like, okay, I kind of know that this person may survive, this one may not. Sometimes it's not true. But then, you know, like there have been instances where that was definitely not true.
Right.
One of our friends got a little upset over one of those. so
he didn't like the ending of that book.
He didn't
at
like
all.
any of that one. Period.
You were an asshole.
Yeah, he did not appreciate that one. But that's the fun of writing, though.
Yeah.
You get to go out here and just create these worlds, and it's fun.
Right.
Like I'm officially starting on a Western. And I love Westerns, but I've never written one. I like fantasy and that kind of thing, but my dad is a Western guy, and I kind of wanted to write a book for him.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm writing a Western.
Do it.
And I've started it. And I'll send you the prologue and the first chapter.
Okay. Just
so you can read it and say, okay. Because I don't know. I've never written a Western. So it's a period piece. It's set in 1881 during the big cattle drive era. I mean, back in the cattleman area. When you still had the rustlers, it's kind of at the end of the Comanchero era. People don't even know what Comancheros are, basically. They think they're Comanches. They were just cowboys. That's not what it was. Yeah, they were Mexicans is what they were.
Right.
All right, so who traded with the Comanche and some of these other groups. So it takes place in that Wild West era where the railroads just finally going through and you got all of that. And the cattle trade is changing. So it's set in that time, that era.
Sort of like Chisholm.
Out in El Paso, Texas. So, I mean, we're talking about West Texas. It's a different breed out there.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. So I'm trying to figure if I've got the tone right. I think I do. But I don't know that. Because like I said, I don't read Westerns. I don't know. I love Western movies.
Yeah.
But I'm also trying to not write a Western movie where you got the mustache twirling bad guy that you know is just a bad guy. Like,
right.
Because who wants that? Because you see that coming a mile away.
So you'll have some aliens in there somewhere.
No aliens in the... There'll be none of that. No ghosts. No zombies. It's just a straight Western.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if I can write a straight Western. We're going to see.
We're going to see.
But I'm going to try it.
Okay.
But I am going to try it. I've had this idea for a long time, and I've had it outlined for a while. And so I just kind of completed my outline, thought I might start writing it. So I started writing it. And I'm like, okay, we'll see. After I talked to my dad the other night, I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm going to do this, and I'm going to send this in and at least see if the first prologue in the chapter. But here's the thing about it, like, there's no killing in the first chapter because that's way too early in the book.
Right, yeah.
For something crazy. So,
yeah.
Can you set the tone with a prologue?
Right.
And the first chapter for character, right? That's really the key.
So you can build the story up to
But does it say, like, okay, these characters, I kind of want to know more about these characters.
Right.
And that's the key. So I'll send it to you. And then you can read it and let me know. It's only a few pages long, but
okay.
I am curious for people who, whether you like it's just Western movies or not, or Louis L'Amour, read any of those books or whatever. Mm-hmm. At least it's something. I might even send it to my dad. He don't know how to read, but I'm going to send it.
Good thing he's not watching this.
No. Look, my dad will tell you he don't read books. He listens to audio books.
Yeah, that's me.
But he won't read a book. Now, not that he can't read, he just don't like reading books, but he loves the audiobook.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, he's paid for all the audiobooks he will ever be able to listen to for the rest of his life.
Really?
Yes. He told me that the other night.
Really?
And he loves Westerns. Westerns are his thing. So.
Well, that's me. I buy the audio thing. I bought the book, and then I bought something twice. You're on your first book.
Odell County.
I bought the book, and then I bought the Audible twice, I think.
I'm trying to. Yeah, I don't know. I've got several. I'm working on the sequel to Bodie Bagsley right now. and that is massive. Like I think the sequel. So Bodie Bagsley, it's a big thick book too, right? So it's a big fantasy book on par with kind of the Harry Potter, Nightmare Before Christmas, and that kind of vein, right?
Okay.
But this second book will probably be twice this thick.
Dang, boy.
I mean, it's massive already. I'm only on the 4th chapter of writing yet.
Really?
And it's already 30,000 words.
How do you go from one to the other?
Huh?
Weird.
Well, that's what keeps me, because I'm interested in everything. So, like, if I go to that, I'll come to a place, then I got an idea for the other thing as I'm writing. I'm like, oh, let me go ahead and write this for a while.
Yeah.
That's how I do it.
Then you come back to it?
Then I come back and have something else. So I'm always, Jen can tell you, I'm always writing. Like, that's all I do anymore is just write. From the time I get up, I do my personal training, I'll do my podcast, and I'm just writing. Every other thing is just writing. And so, like these, I wrote the whole Pulp Trash series, the 4 books, in 4 weeks. A little less than 4 weeks. I wrote all 4 books. And they're not just tiny books, not big compared to the other ones.
No.
But like this one is 230 pages plus. Easy reads, but I used to think this was daunting, but now I can pop these out in a week, 2 weeks.
Really?
After I do my outline, I can pop, because it's like fill in the blank for me. After I outline it, I can just start going.
Right.
And that's what I do. I was writing when y'all came in today.
Right.
So it's just, it's one of those things. But I love storytelling. And somebody's got me coming on their podcast. They were asking me, they were like, well, because you have to send out a request deal. They see your profile. And like, dude, you're a writer. You're a wrestler. You've got a podcast. And then you like videography. And then your personal trainers. Like, how do you, what is all of this?
Yeah.
I'm like, but if you look at it, it all kind of feeds into everything else. Like,
right.
Because I did stage acting, you do professional wrestling, writing, do podcasting. It all is a communicative tool. It's learning new things, and it's an expression of an art in different things. So I said, it really all fits kind of together when you look at it.
Yeah.
But I just like different shit because I'm weird. I don't know what else I need to say about it.
Well, I guess it just depends on what interests you. I mean, that's like I write wrestling stories.
Well, see, but that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
That's the one thing I haven't written. Hell County technically is my wrestling story, but there's not a wrestling thing in it,
right?
Other than the names of people.
But you use your buddies.
I use my buddies, my wrestling buddies, as the character templates for the characters in that book.
Right.
But that is because I knew, I'm like, I don't want to write a wrestling book because it's so hard. First of all, it's hard to do because of what wrestling is anyway.
Right.
And then to do it justice, you really have to give it a lot of weight. I'm not going to do that.
Right. Well, see, that's something about me and you. We're sticking to the.
I know.
We're sticking
Even though everybody knows what it is.
But you don't. You know.
But you don't know But you don't know how it's all done.
Even though they're showing it on Netflix now.
Yeah, they are. Thanks WWE for that.
WWE.
But they still don't. But they're not. That's just, I don't know. I guess because it's so ingrained in us.
Yeah. From
30 years of doing this stuff that I'm not telling those things.
Well, when you get threatened to get your ass beat and taken out, if you say if you even tell your mama we're gonna beat your ass,
and they meant it.
Yeah,
dude, they meant that.
They meant that shit, man.
Boy, back in the day, like they were playing around.
I've seen people get hurt over that shit,
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Look, no, I didn't smarten anybody up in my family for the longest time.
Yeah. My mama was.
I mean, I didn't until my son got into it and started reffing.
I ain't smarting up none of mine.
Dude, you can't. I mean, because everybody likes to use the F word, the fake word.
Yeah.
I'm like, and I get why they say that. I mean, I really do get why they say it. But it's like, but your definition of fake isn't the same thing as what we're talking about here, because that is not truly what it is.
It's not fake. It might be predetermined.
Exactly, which it is.
But what goes on inside that ring is not fake.
No, I mean, if something is fake, you don't get hurt.
Right.
That's just how it is in my mind.
Right. Yeah.
All right. Your favorite movies, do you think those are real? Of course they're not. But your TV shows, all they're real? No. You know they have stuntmen out here doing it.
But you believe when you leave out of that damn movie theater, you believe that was
fun.
That was a good show.
That was a good show.
I believe, you kind of believe.
Yeah, but the
happened.
fact is that in that movie that wasn't real. But I'm going because why? It's entertaining.
But they
And
think it's real, though.
Well, but they don't think it's real. But what
I mean,
they
it's just like
But here's the thing. When you go to a movie, you're going to a movie.
mm-hmm.
You're not going to a real event. You're going to a movie to be what?
Entertained.
It's no different with football.
Right.
All right? Football, you love football. You love it as a sport. People say, I love the competition. You love to be entertained because sports entertains you.
Right.
At the heart of it, it's what it is.
And football still has to have plays.
They still have to have plays. You still have to have all that padding, right?
Right. You have to have all.
And it's the same thing with wrestling. Wrestling, yeah, of course it's about entertaining. You have to have that aspect to it.
Mm-hmm.
But to get to that entertainment level, your body has to be put on the line.
Mm-hmm.
Your health has to be put on the line to do that thing.
You have to trust. You have to have trust.
Yeah,
too.
there's a lot that goes on there
Mm-hmm.
to make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say something is fake, the reason we consider it an insult is because you're saying, well, what we do doesn't hurt. We're not doing anything special, and that everybody can do this thing. And no. Everybody cannot do this thing because not everybody's that fucking stupid. I mean, right? I mean,
not everybody has the heart to do what we do.
That's what I said. Exactly. Exactly what I said.
That is what we say.
Yeah.
We don't say you're stupid.
Well,
but
you don't
have the heart to do it.
Because look, normal sane people don't do this.
There's got to be something wrong with you if you want to.
If you want to be a professional wrestler, you're not right upstairs.
No, you can. You can definitely deal with a lot of stuff that people can't deal with.
And here's the thing: I wasn't a particular tough guy growing up.
Me neither.
I mean, I really wasn't. I played football, and football hurt. I was a free safety and a wide receiver. Football hurts. Wrestling hurts. It is. I never got injured in football. I played football and sports all the way up through high school. From I was tiny. I never got hurt.
Right.
And I was on all-star teams. I mean, I played.
Yeah.
I didn't just set the bench.
Right.
I never got hurt.
Why?
So I smashed a finger one time, and I didn't break it, but I put it out of place. That was the worst injury I ever had.
Right.
But wrestling, I've torn everything.
Yeah.
I've had more concussions.
Oh
my God. I've broken my ribs, my nose a couple times. I mean, that never happened to me when I was playing sports.
Tore your triceps.
So when we start talking about fake and how and stuff like that,
and that's
why we take issue with it.
Yeah, that's where it comes in where we get offended.
Yeah, dude.
You get offended,
I get really offended when it comes to this stuff because because you don't understand. You're treating it like it's nothing. When you sit out here and watch soap operas all day and get invested in their story like it's the truest freaking thing on earth.
Yeah, like that's the daddy of 4 different kids.
Yeah. I get that if you're in Arkansas.
You believe that shit.
And Mississippi, you understand.
We know some people.
We know those people.
We know some people that's been on Jerry Springer.
Yeah, we actually do. Which is sad.
We actually do.
But that is true.
Yeah.
But that's
and they were wrestlers. Some of them were wrestlers.
All the guys that wrestle were having health problems, back issues, neck pain, arthritis, and so much more. And that's a true statement. It's just you don't get away in if you did wrestling for any length of time, you don't walk away from this business unscathed.
Dude,
the bumps are terrible. Jennifer's right. Bumps hurt.
I hurt every day.
Was told I have a reputation in the ring. Yeah, there you go.
Who has a reputation?
Chronic pain, neck, back. Well, ain't that one over there has the same.
Somebody's getting a reputation.
I don't have a reputation.
Yeah, you're getting it.
I do not. Jeff says I treat it as real in between bells. You get caught up in the story, and that's how it should be. Like that's how I was as a fan. Growing up, I always treated it as real. Even when people tried to tell me it was fake, I'm like, dude, you can say what you want to, but first of all, it's entertaining. I love the compelling storylines because they're fun.
Right.
I didn't even know to call them storylines. It was just fun. I was engaged in the drama.
Right.
I said, but some of those smacks, ain't nothing think about. Like if you went and wrestled for the Von Erichs down there, but you were in a fight every night.
Yeah, they laid that shit.
I mean, there was no, I'm just going to pull it and do, oh, no. No, buddy. No. Some of the biggest names hated going to Texas.
Yeah.
Because they did not want any part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just the truth of it. Yep. It's just the truth of it. It's hard. And it's tough. And it's difficult.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also like the biggest drug I can imagine.
It is.
That's why at 56 years old, it's hard to walk away.
Yeah.
We talked about that very thing today.
He said, so you ready to retire?
So you ready to retire?
I couldn't get my physical done today because they don't have MDs anymore. They only have nurse practitioners. So I got to take off from work to go get a damn physical from an MD doctor. So,
Which is crazy, man.
yep.
I got to see Brody beating butt 2 feet from my face. It looked real to me. I'm again a professional, right? And that's what you do, which is why Brody has a reputation.
What?
But dude, I
am a professional
that's
wrestler.
the whole thing.
I love fighting when I was young.
I just can't believe it.
I mean,
I am so stunned right now.
you know,
This is brand new.
I love watching boxing. I watch boxing today. I love MMA. Wrestling is a release for me. I have to be nice during the week, but I don't have to be nice on the weekend.
That was the thing for me. That's like everybody comes up like, you're such a nice guy. How come, especially if they've come and watched me wrestle after knowing me in my private life, and they come see me wrestle, like, why are you so mean like that? Because you don't ever seem like that. I'm like, because that's who I really am.
Yeah.
I'm like, what you see is who I try to pretend to be because that's who I think the world wants me to be.
Yeah.
Which is that true? I'm not telling. I'm just saying. You don't know which one's right and which one's wrong.
And that's and another thing about
Shocker Brody has a reputation. Right.
Another thing that people don't seem to understand about wrestlers too is you can't read them. No. In their personal life,
they think they can though.
They think they can
swear
read
up and down. They know.
They know.
I know exactly how person you are. I'm like, but
you can't read me. No. I mean, there's so many people say, one minute you got this snarl on your face, and then the next, just within a snap of the fingers, you're smiling.
I used to have people so mad at me because they're like, "You never stop working." I'm like, I don't know what you mean. It's like, that's what I'm talking about. Because you know how it was back in the day, especially.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
But it's just like
to deal with you and Neil Taylor.
Yeah. But you never. And Neil and Leslie came to my store in Batesville one day, and we were talking about that very thing. I said, "Look, guys, I don't hate nobody." I said, but the thing is that you can never stop working.
Right.
Like you have to work everything available. And the internet was pretty new back then.
Right.
I'm like, the reason I do all the stuff that I do is because you got to keep people engaged.
Mm-hmm.
You can never stop working.
Right.
Why would you ever let?
Well, they didn't in the back. They didn't in the
no.
Back in the day,
back in the day, nobody stopped working. You weren't running around with your buddies.
No,
that's not how drama works.
No,
and wrestling is drama.
Right.
It has to be.
Yeah, it's to be drama.
And,
it's good versus evil.
It is, and so forever, everybody thinks he hates Neil Taylor. I'm like, it's just because you want to believe that so much.
It's like when they cut your ponytail off, and I said, "Storm, you know how they are."
That's right.
They're just fucking assholes.
It was so fun.
I still haven't lived that down. What do you mean? You know how they are.
What do you mean?
You know how you guys are. Y'all are fucking assholes.
Well, I told
Only
her,
an asshole would cut his fucking ponytail off.
When I told her, I said, all right, I got an idea. He said, oh shit, was his first words. I said, no, look, I need you to cut my ponytail off. He's like, dude, man, I can't cut your ponytail. I'm like, but you can. I said, because either you cut it off or I have to.
Right.
Because my new job, I can't have long hair.
Right.
And I couldn't. They wouldn't look on me, and I had to have the job.
Right.
I said, so they gave me a time frame when I had to have it done, and it just so happened with that XOW show.
Right.
I was like, so we ain't telling nobody. I'm like,
you're not supposed to.
I said, y'all just go do it. We won't tell anybody in the back. And you see what reaction we get.
Yeah.
And then we'll just keep playing it to the very back.
Right.
I remember your partner got so mad about it.
he was pissed. I was like, Storm, it's okay. It's okay.
Oh, yeah.
You know how they are.
Yeah. That's right.
I was trying to be the peacemaker.
You were.
But I'm the bad guy in the back.
And they were like,
always
so
causing trouble.
how they are? How are we? And we were dying. I mean, it was so funny.
Great.
But that's the thing.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes it fun.
Yeah. But you're not supposed to work the boys.
Bullshit. Those are the best ones to work.
Yeah.
Because you were talking about a sucker born every minute.
Yeah, if you can work the boys.
Work the boys.
You can work.
The asthma attack that night?
Yeah.
That was great.
Mm-hmm.
Not for a lot of people, but it was great. My son didn't even talk to me all the way home. He was not talking to me all the way home. Oh man, that was so good though. That was so much fun. But that's the fun stuff about the sport. But it's a hellacious thing to do though.
Yeah.
I mean, my body aches every day.
Oh yeah.
We ran into a buddy of mine from Cronecraft today in Walmart. He's like, "Dang, Chad, you getting big? I'm like, dude, I have to if I want to keep on living." I mean, because it's what it is.
Yeah. Well,
I tell you what, dropping this weight feels good though.
I bet it does.
Woo.
Your breathing sounds better.
It does, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
My blood pressure's dropped. My back's not hurting like it has been.
Mm-hmm.
I pulled it the other day, but it wasn't like the stabbing pain I've been having or anything.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of nights on a heating pad, I've been right as rain.
Yeah.
But dropping almost 30 pounds has been a big,
yeah,
a big
your
help.
Your breathing was real bad.
Oh, it sounded like I was about to die in a
You
second.
sound like Darth Vader running
Yeah.
around. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Which is rough, but you're not wrong.
But it's one of the things I was getting worried about.
BD, I thought you did all this just to keep me busy. Dude, I just have so many things I like doing.
Yeah.
Like, there's literally not enough time in the days for all the shit I enjoy.
Yeah.
I mean, truly. Because I feel like I'm trying to cram everything right now into the last part of my life. Because I don't know what day I'm going to lock up and fall out.
Right.
And then that's it. And then all of a sudden I haven't done something.
Yeah, well, people ask me, why do you work so much? I said, well, I'm trying to recover from a divorce I went through.
Yeah, there's that.
There's that. And then there's things that I want to do. I want to save my money and do. Like, I want to be able to, I haven't missed a trip to Florida since my divorce. Since my divorce, and before that, I never went and seen my friends. They always came and seen me.
Yeah, now you're doing that.
But now I make sure that I go to Florida because that's my brothers.
That's right. And that's important.
I mean, I've known Wesley since we were 6 years old.
That was just crazy. That was a long time.
And I've known Bill since we was 15.
Let me tell you a sad story.
Yeah, go ahead.
My best friends from when I was young have all passed away.
Damn, dude.
And one of them passed away 9 years ago. So he's in his 40s. Well, two of them did. Another one passed away a few years ago. All of them dead. They even made it out of their 50s.
Bill, my buddy Bill, you met him.
Yeah.
He was just in the hospital yesterday.
Oh, shoot.
They did a heart cath thing on him, and one of his stents was clogged up.
Oh, my God.
So they had to go in there and unclog the stent.
That's crazy.
Yep.
That's wild, really.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I did not know that that there's medicine in those stents that sprays out and keeps those arteries
going.
Plus
which is wild.
Yeah. Plus you have to have the aspirin and stuff. But he's had that stent in there but the fact that it's clogged up, I was like, dang.
It's a scary thought.
How many, because he's been having pain for a while now.
There's the reason, like I keep peddling my book, especially this one. I'm hoping one day, like one will take off, it'll catch fire, and then people will say, "Oh, this is good," because all you need is one to do that, and then all the other ones all of a sudden become something that people want to read.
Well,
I
want to see a damn movie out of your books. I want to see a movie be made.
This is the one. Like, I think Black Ridge, I think this book could be a great series. Like, you've seen those 8 episode series that they do and 10 like seasons. I think this one right here would be great for that because there's so much in it and so many things that are happening in it. I think this book, though, would be perfect for that.
I'm partial to Hell County because I'm in it.
Well, Hell County.
So I want to see Hell County be done.
I've already started outlining the sequel to Hell County.
Have you?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Outline is my thing. I never used to be a big outline guy because outlines suck.
Right.
They're hard.
But once you get those done, then you can go from it.
Well, once you get them done, there are a lot of tools you can use to get them done easier now, and so now I do it. I had somebody ask me about this one the other day, Suicidal Minds, because we were talking about how hard it is to write about or talk about things, and sometimes like the stuff that's going on with you personally, like it's hard to talk about stuff.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, well, that's how I am, but so I have to write my stuff down, but I can't write anything just normal. like you were joking about earlier with the Western book, like there has to be some spooks and goblins in it.
Right. Yeah.
Like 85% of this book, if not more, is all true stuff. True thoughts, true things that actually happened. There's only about 10-15% of this in this horror story that's actually false. The rest of it is 100% accurate.
Right.
Which I have known that I have a couple people tell me it's hard for them to wrap their head around that, but I'm like, it's absolutely true.
Yeah.
Because I can't, I'm not going to write a memoir.
You ain't got an audio deal of that one?
Not yet, I don't. I've got somebody working on it right now.
Oh, really?
Yep. So
I don't ask
see
questions because I don't have questions to ask because I don't think about that stuff. I'm busy. I'm busy. I'm working.
Yeah, think about them questions.
You know,
that's all I ever have are questions.
Well, I have questions of stuff that I'm interested in, but I'm not. You know, I understand what she's talking about. I don't ask questions about like the medical field. You know, I don't ask questions about I don't get into the like. All right, so I had the stent put in. Well, I don't know what kind of stent it was. I don't.
Yeah, so you don't ask about any of that, right?
I didn't ask a bunch of damn questions. They told me what I needed to know.
Yeah.
And I was half drugged when they told me. So,
Well,
they rushed me out of there so fucking quick.
Yeah. It was always a whirlwind for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like.
But that is funny because I'm kind of the same way with medical stuff.
And when I was, and another thing was that I was married my entire adult life, and I counted on my partner for more of that stuff. Than
that wasn't really your thing.
That really wasn't my thing. I mean, my knowing what medicines I took or knowing, what they said when the procedures were done.
Well, see, but that's kind of funny too, though, about humans. Like Jennifer, like I can do stuff and be talking about stuff, and she has no idea what I'm talking about. But you let some kind of medical thing come up. This woman has researched everything down to it. Even some of the peptides I'm taking now, she's like, well, this is how you should be taking it because this is a little more research and blah, 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 blah. So, but that's kind of how she thinks and how, like, that's where her mind goes because that's kind of her field and her thing. So she will go, and I have no idea what the hell she's saying when it comes to that. So I'm like, I better find out.
Yeah.
Because that's not the stuff that interests me, right?
Right.
But you get into the weird, in the weeds stuff, and I know so much about all this other junk or even things that are going on that I can tell you about. But you come to some of this other stuff? No. Only since I met her and she's been all through all 37 surgeries so far.
Yeah.
Have I had to look into things and go, okay, well, what is that? She showed me the X-rays of her hand the other day. The two, one before and one afterwards.
Yeah,
I'm like, that definitely looks better. You saw it earlier.
Yeah.
But you can see where it definitely looks like that should be better.
Yeah, where they picked up her thumb, where her thumb had fallen, but then they picked it back up.
Yeah, with the new little techniques they were using.
I'm hoping that she's, which I know everybody is, but I'm,
Well, you really do because she's been in constant pain, right? We've been through since March. Well, before March, since the fall. It actually, her wrist was tore up before the fall.
In December.
Before we ever did the fall.
Yeah.
And then it just aggravated it from there. Right. So this has been a long time.
So that thumb's been falling.
It's been a long time. Yeah, she's already had surgery on it way before anyway. He just went and redid it and then moved some tendons around and did some fun things with this last surgery. But
it was his first.
Well, his first since he was a fellow. That's what they used to call him, fellows.
That's what they
well, this dude wasn't always a man.
You go and be your own person.
Yeah, because before you couldn't be your own person. You was a they or a them. But now, then you became a fellow.
A fellow.
A real man. A fellow.
Resident.
And then, bam. That's a fellow thing tickles me, boy. He was a fellow. You, sir, are a fellow. Okay. All right.
Which for him was 20 plus years ago.
But I'll tell you what, he's an older guy, but by God, he knew what the hell he was doing.
Yeah.
I mean, you got people in the OR that are watching him work going, what the hell is this? Like they had no idea what was going on.
Studied it, You gotta,
Well, but that's the thing. So that wasn't just a common thing that they taught you. Like he performed it, like she said, years ago when he was a fellow, and that's the last time he'd really done something like this. And then now, because nothing else is working, he's like, I want to try this. He'd been thinking about this problem and how to solve it. And again, critical thinking helps in every field.
Right.
And to me, none more so than probably the medical field. When when you're tasked with trying to heal somebody, and fix somebody's life, and at least let them have a life worth living.
Yeah, who come up with stents?
Like I swear,
Who come
like
up
somebody had to think about
who
this
come
problem.
up with the balloons to clean out these stents?
Yeah. So as much as like
Yeah.
we tear down the medical community sometimes, pharmaceutical really is what we really tear down.
Right,
but
yeah.
you got people out there who actually care to try to make things happen for folks.
Yeah.
Because in olden times they'd have just chopped the wrist off, super glued it with duct tape,
Mhm.
and they said, "Ah, well,
Yeah.
enjoy the rest of your life."
Yeah. You had to really be something. You really had to love being a doctor back in the old days because you got paid with chickens and,
That's it, everything
and
right.
donkeys and I mean,
Can you
have a-
imagine being one of the original doctors?
Yeah,
Like if it didn't work, they put you to death
yeah,
because you couldn't save nobody.
you're right.
Right. You didn't have really any tools. I mean, back in George Washington's day, they believed bleeding was the thing that cured you.
Right.
Like you just cut your veins open and
Yeah.
you could just bleed it all out. Like, dude.
Yeah, he was sitting there bleeding, dying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just dying.
Yeah,
But they think they're like, hey, this is how we fix it.
yeah.
This is how we get disease out of your body. We just cut you open and let it pour on out.
Just let it bleed.
So,
Sitting there losing all your blood
And dude, that's-
slowly leaking
and
out.
that's only 200 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a long time
No, it's
ago.
not. When you think about it, it's really not. I mean, it's really not that long.
No, it's wild. It's wild. That's a thing.
Well, it's just, I mean, it's just like us. We were born in 1970. We've lived 56 years.
When you look at what's happened during that amount of time.
Yeah, and then you go, you think. I always tell people that I only got about 20 more years of life left because I look at when my dad passed.
Yeah,
My dad passed away when he's 76, so I figured
that's what you
around-
got.
I figure that's around the time, so I figure I got 20 more years to live my life the way I want to live my life.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go out in a blaze of glory.
Well, see, I understand that because I keep looking at my dad who's still hanging on. Right, he's still doing his thing, walking every day,
Yeah.
taking his dog out, golfing,
Yeah,
fishing, doing all hunting, doing all his stuff.
yeah,
He's what, 78? Is Dad 78 now? I think he's 78. Yeah, I believe he's 78. But I'm like, just keep on going, buddy.
yeah. Well, that's
Because
like,
I'm hoping that your lifespan means I'm going to live longer than you because I'm younger.
Right,
You know how the generational thing, our lifespans have technically,
right,
even though they're saying though right now because all the crap we consume, it's shorter.
right.
But because have y'all noticed there's been no alcohol consumed tonight?
I met a 90
At this table.
I met a 98-year-old woman today.
Yeah.
Getting her hair done at the hair salon.
I personally train an 82-year-old.
Yeah.
She lifts weights.
Yeah.
I'm like, she just doesn't come in there and work her arm in circles and that. She lifts weights. She has a whole weightlifting routine that she does. And it's stronger now than when she started with me 2 years ago. And it's fully functional, goes out and does everything. But
And
William Shatner just turned, what, 95, 96?
William Shatner.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I just saw an interview with him and his daughter. This dude is fully functional.
yeah.
Like it's not just somebody's having to help him.
Right.
At 96, he looks like he's doing his 70s.
Oh, this lady today,
crazy.
98 years old,
Yeah.
was just. She was talking about all kinds of different things, but that's the thing. People ought to sit down and talk to people that age
Yeah.
because they've got so
Trying to find
much
out what they're
knowledge, man.
They have tons of knowledge.
Knowledge.
Like I want to know what's keeping your spirit moving where you're just.
Yeah,
But I think that's a lot of it.
she seems so happy,
Well, she probably was.
and
Because every day is a new day for you.
and you know how I am. I talk to anybody.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there getting my hair cut, and I'm having conversations with
Everybody else in there.
I'm just talking to everybody.
Yeah.
There
Well,
wasn't 4 of us in there, but
Still. That's what's cool about it though, because you can talk to all these people,
Yeah.
and it's funny what motivates other people to do what they do. But we all know that once you shut down, I know my kid's godfather just died at 88 years old. 88. But he finally just got sick. He couldn't. But up until 2 years ago, he was still out repairing bikes. He'd go to Goodwill, find bikes, refurbish these bikes, and take them around and resell them for pennies, right?
Right.
That's just what he did. All the way up to 86 years old, he's doing this stuff.
Right.
And if the sickness hadn't got him, he'd still be doing it.
Right.
But he was still driving himself everywhere. I mean, you can do it. It ain't that you can't. I think it's just most people when they quote unquote retire, they don't know what to do themselves. They just let themselves go. They just sit around and watch TV and die.
Well, when they get sick and they just get tired of life and they're ready to go home is what they say.
I know.
You ready
Yeah.
to go home.
Well, it's like when my mom passed
give
away.
up.
It's like you try to convince people. You try to talk to them like, look, stop smoking because it's killing you. They chop your leg off, and you would think that hammers the point home. They're like, look, you got to stay moving. And my mom was such a lovely woman with a great personality. But she had her advice. She wasn't giving up.
Yeah.
And then you could not get her to use her prosthesis for nothing. She would not do it. She would just sat in her wheelchair, watched her movies, did her crossword puzzles, and that's what she did until the cancer came back and it finally took her.
Yeah.
But she wasn't doing any of that stuff. She just wasn't going to do it. This is what I'm doing. Like, okay. All right. Can't tell you. It's your life, honey.
You ever see my cousin John on my Facebook page?
I don't know.
He lost his leg a few years ago.
I don't know if I do or not.
Yeah, well, his name's John Adrian. Son on there. Growing up as Pedro. We called him Pedro because his grandfather on the other
Yeah.
side called him Pedro. But anyways, so he lost his leg, and now been a few years. He's coming out of what he was going through, and he's getting healthier and stuff. So I think he's looking at trying to get him a new prosthetic leg so he can get up and get out of that fucking.
Well, he should. We got
But
people.
he does all kind of. I mean, the other day he was out there working on his damn lawnmower.
Good. That's what he
Yeah.
should be doing.
He's working on his lawnmower, doing things, and said told me he sent me a message saying something about he needed to lose some weight, but he ain't supposed to lift over 5 pounds. So he got his saw out and started cutting tomato steaks.
There you go.
we all did construction growing
Yeah.
up. So he worked with his dad, and his dad was a Cornish. He worked Cornish, and I was a framer, so we all worked together around each other doing that growing up. So he's like 3 years younger than I am.
We got a guy, older guy. He's in his 70s at the gym. He's got a prosthetic leg, and he's down there. And I was talking to him. He asked me some stuff about what he could do to help strengthen his legs because it's just below the knee, right?
Mhm.
So you gotta. But if we were talking about his quads and how to strengthen his legs so that he could get a little more strength, make it a little bit easier.
Right.
Now it's not going to take away that discomfort that you have right there.
Right,
Of course,
right.
that's just something I think you have to toughen up and get used to. But
Yeah.
he walks. He'll come in there and he does all of his walking and stuff and all that. So he again, he's not trying to sit up there and just.
I was fucking with him the other day. He was something he was talking about, and I was like, "Well, get your ass up out of that chair and get to walking. Get your leg, put your leg on, and get to walking." And he said something, and I said, "Well, if Lieutenant Dan can walk, you can walk."
do it. That's right. That's right. Guys,
Okay, let's-
we appreciate y'all tuning in tonight.
Yeah.
This has been a fun conversation. A lot of conversation, a lot of stuff.
Yep.
Intense ones, heavy ones, and fun stuff, as
Yeah.
always.
Kind of got off the beaten path there.
Yeah, but that's all right.
Hey.
Need to come down a little bit from the tightness of the earlier stuff.
Yeah.
But here we are.
Yep.
Thank y'all for listening to us once again here at the FAFO podcast.
I just want to say it shows where two friends can sit and talk and not have arguments.
Oh, yeah.
About
Dude.
shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like I said, we didn't have a drop of alcohol tonight.
Nope.
I'm sworn off the alcohol, dude.
Have you?
Other than the occasional drinks with friends, I
Yeah.
can't.
Well, I pretty much sworn it off too. This is
Yeah.
coming here was basically the most I would drink.
Yep. So
Like,
it's just,
I drank some beer on my little hiatus last week, but that was it.
yeah, I think I had one margarita, small margarita the other night, but even that, I was like, okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting on that health kick myself too.
Well, all these people start locking up and falling out. It's like, you know what? Probably need to, this down the path we're headed, probably not the right way to
Well,
do
I
it.
think you're doing good because, like you said, your breathing's a lot better.
Oh, it feels better too. I'm sleeping better too because of it. But and then like Jennifer's trying to get into good shape again and too. I mean, it's just, and which makes it easier when you got somebody that's kind of doing the same travel you are at the same time, right? So it's like we can talk to each
Are
other
you
like,
going-
what are you on? What are we doing?
Are you going walking with her?
Hell no.
No.
No, I got plantar fasciitis. I ain't pushing it. Nope. I can do my stair climber at the gym and I can do that kind of stuff, but I'm no. And what I'll do at the gym, instead of taking rest between my sets, I treat my sets as cardio. So I'll increase the volume a little bit, a little heavier, a little bit, so I get the cardio workout in. But I'm not walking because my foot hurts. Foot pain is misery.
Oh, I know.
No,
Oh,
sir.
I know.
I'm not aggravating my plantar fasciitis.
I know.
Screw that.
Because my feet.
Nope.
Whew.
Mm.
But my boots, my work boots, had this little groove in them because my toes sitting there doing this in them.
See, and that's
Inside the boots.
yep. It just
Yeah.
works it in there.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Mm-mm.
I don't even know what.
All I know is that my belt is 2 notches shorter
Mm-hmm.
than it was.
Yep.
And that's a damn good feeling.
Yep.
Back don't hurt. I can sleep. And I don't sound like Darth Vader no more.
There you go.
All that together, I don't have my headaches anymore because that blood pressure finally got under.
That's a good thing.
Well,
It's good too,
it was at stroke level a lot of times.
because your heart pumping so much. It's like
Yeah.
from that, like it's a people don't understand it's a muscle.
That's right.
So the more it pumps, the harder it's getting.
That's right.
You know, it's like it's building up.
That's it.
Muscle.
So you gotta be careful.
Yep.
So take care of yourselves, folks.
All right.
You have been listening to the FAFO podcast. Facts, truth, no BS. Let's up and go. We'll see you guys next time.
Later.